both 1-0. This is, of course, a Swiss round, so they're going to be going against people with equal records as we start off with a pod key in Link's house.
Always nice to get one of those early. Didn't see what came up in the sanctuary, though.
I believe it was a compass. So Xelnastv the only one opting to take that route.
Yeah. Looks like Xelnastv is going right for the Houlihan to get the early rupees.
Always an interesting play. You never necessarily know if you're going to be able to get the rupees you need. In this case, the tree pull for Fant, giving him 80 rupees, as well as Ivan and Emo. So this isn't boding very well for Xelnastv right now.
It could still help, especially if you go for Zora early.
That is true.
Oh, and there's a flute on the uncle.
Oh, baby. This could either be one of those quick starts where you get a whole bunch of items, or it could be one of those ones where you get an item and then never again.
Yep, we'll just have to see what Kakariko yields today.
And, of course, the exit of the Houlihan room leading Xelnastv back to Link's house, so now he'll be able to traverse the path that the other runners just took.
So it looks like Emo and Fant are taking a pretty standard route into Kakariko. Looks like Ivan's going to join them. And Xelnastv is going to go buy bombs right away.
Yeah, there's a pretty good idea when he's done the Houlihan room. You got the spare money, you might as well just get those bombs. You don't have to worry about killing anything. Looks like Fant will be opting to kill a few more things just to see what he can get. Emo, wow, getting 8 bombs from the bush crab there.
Wow. Unfortunately for Xelnastv, that's kind of working against him, but it is really early, so we'll see how it goes.
That's true, and he's opting for another slightly different route as well. He's heading directly to Sahasrara and Eastern Palace with nothing else. He hasn't gotten his flute yet. He hasn't gotten that. He has gotten that pod key, but we'll see what he finds here.
So there's a small key in Lumberjack. We'll have to see if that comes into play. Aga might be required.
Swamp Palace, the Green Pendant Dungeon tonight.
And that's an ice rod in the woods, I believe.
That is correct, and we also had the Power Glove from Sahasrara, and Xelnastv opting to save and quit out of there. So pretty nice pickup early on. All the runners will eventually want to get there to pick up that Power Glove. Pick it up, get it.
Yep, nice. Looks like just a shield in the drop down. Xelnastv is going for the back of escape.
I've been picking up a few more rupees. Ivan's actually already done 3 tree pulls that I can see. He's up to 240. Definitely not shy about trying to farm a little extra cash just to make things easier early on.
Definitely not early, especially in Keysanity, because those rupees can really come into play. I probably will do the exact same thing in that position. So didn't look like we got anything from the bottom of the escape. Let's see what blind yields.
That's a heart container. That is the Thieves Town small key. That's something they'll really like. Some big 20s. And another heart container.
The Thieves Town big key or small key is big enough that's a good pickup. Though otherwise pretty bland blind.
Yeah, we'll be doing the well, and then hopefully we'll find something nice in Kakariko. It's really unusual to come here and get nothing, so it'd be pretty surprising to see that, but I'm sure the well will have some secrets.
Just bombs in the first chest. There's a cape.
That's something.
Oh, and there's a hammer.
Oh, baby.
And the big key to Thieves Town. And a big key to Easter. Well, pays off pretty well.
All right, then. I mean, it's a little early on to call a commentator psychic or something, but that is pretty nice.
So Thieves Town will be completely open to them when they get there. They have the hammer, they have the small key, they can get everything as soon as they get there.
That's right. Xelnastv is gonna be finally following along the same route, while Emo and Fant are both activating their flutes, and Ivan will be doing the same momentarily.
So we know a hammer, we know a glove, we just need Moon Pearl for Dark World access.
And we're gonna see if we'll get that somewhere along the way early on, or maybe we'll get a couple Castle Tower keys instead. Keysanity, you don't often see that Aghanim play, but you know, we can dream.
Still need at least 4 items for Aga. You need the 2 keys, the lamp, and at least 1 sword.
Don't bring facts in here and ruin my hopes and dreams, man.
Well, I gotta bring the facts in, I guess.
Alright, so the rest of Kakariko being pretty pedestrian. We're gonna see the bookshelf check from Emo and Fant, and then we will also see the maze game. Very common play for runners to head directly into the maze in Keysanity rather than checking it first. Does look like Emo is going to check it. I believe Fant usually prefers to just go right on in. And it's just a bomb upgrade, so in this case, that's working out for Emo.
Yeah, it's not a bad play to go right into this. It's a very minimal time difference, and Keysanity, you're going to get something more often than not.
Exactly, so that flute enabling Emo to be able to make some quick travel here over to the dam area. Should be most people's next play, and nothing useful in the dam chest, but possibly outside after she drains it, you might see something good.
Just some love in the dam. So let's talk sprites here quick. Emo is using her sprite. It's actually a sprite custom built for her. I think she built it herself. Fant's going with traditional Link. Ivan is going with the character from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't know the name. It's a pretty complex one.
Ignignoct, I believe is the name.
Yeah, and then unfortunately I'm not familiar with Xelnastv sprite.
I believe it's a Toho sprite. Ooh boy, so Emo going with the hammer strats on the mini Moldorms, already down to 1 heart, so she's gonna opt to finish off the last one with a bomb. Okay, another bomb. Fortunately, all she needs to do is find another bush crab to get a refresh, so not a big deal to waste a few. Or open 1 chest, I guess. 300 rupees and a book, but not much else in that mini Moldorm cave. Kind of surprising there.
So normally I would say book kind of points to desert, but at this point you only have, well, you have 2 items. You can get the chest, and you can get the item on the ledge.
And you can at least check what's on that torch, but mostly all that will do is just tantalize you as you say, crap, I can't get this until later.
Alright, one more check over here. Ice pallet, or Ice Rod Cave. Emo's got to be careful, she's only at 1 heart.
Yeah, she was making some dance moves around those crabs, but fortunately they both jump into her bomb's path, so she's safe now.
And just a 5 for her troubles.
Seeing Ivan head from Flute Spot 8 to do what appears to be a mini Moldorm Cave. Interesting route there. Slightly faster possibly than the dam. I'm not sure if he did the dam in this case. Apparently he opened the... Oh, he might have taken a death here that we missed.
Alright, so Fant might be heading back to escape. Emo's gonna go get her glove in Sahasla's hut.
Escape with the hammer is a pretty reasonable play. It's really annoying to do escape if all you have is bombs. No one really enjoys that too much. But with the hammer, it's going to be very straightforward. So you might as well get those 3 things out of the way.
Yeah, some runners might choose to wait until you have a castle tower key here, but it's still 3 items down there, 4 if you decide to do the dark room. So it's a good play.
We are seeing a similar approach by Xelnastv as everyone else to the mini Moldorm Cave. Took the hammer to the first one and now trying to get the rest with bombs. And we are going to see. Oh, that was which?
That was a Desert Palace key. So Desert Palace is now a little more tantalizing.
Yeah, it's going to open up 2 more locations on the right side of the dungeon without any additional items required. So we'll see if Fant decides to go there next. And we're also going to see Emo making the play into Eastern Palace, so we'll find out whether there's anything in there that Xelnastv opted not to get when he went over to Sahasrahla.
Yeah. Eastern's a nice play because you generally don't even need much for weapons in here. You usually can just throw pots and stuff to get everything out of the way.
Yep, just a big 20 from the first chest. But yeah, when you're over there at Sahasrahla, it's pretty tempting to go do Eastern just right then because it's practically like Overworld. It's just accessible even with no items. We are seeing fake flippers from Xelnastv in the top right.
Well, Xelnastv does have 500 rupees. He can check Zora if he wants to. Fant's setting up a death warp here.
Just 10 arrows for him there, unfortunately, but we'll see if he opts to do the Dark Sewer chest.
Looks like he will. Could be a little tricky, but with the hammer, he should... Nope, he's not going down that way. Oh, he's probably going to go check Aghanim quick. He's got the cape, so he can get in.
Yep, he can get that first chest. He won't be able to get the second because no key, but it's a pretty good play to just get this out of the way right now while you have a chance. And we have Ivan following Emo into Eastern Palace as well, while Xelnastv is most likely heading up to Zora. He won't be able to check the Waterfall Ferry. He does not have Moon Pearl. Actually looks like he's not doing that.
Oh, takes a death there. And there's a boots.
Well.
So Eastern looks like the play right now. I mean, that opens up a couple more spots. I guess it doesn't do a ton in logic. You get a couple extra places to check. But it's always nice having those boots. The longer you've got them above your opponents, the better.
Yep, every room that you get to do, you get to move slightly faster than your opponents. Emo's doing the dark rooms in EP right now, which are out of logic, unless the lamp is already available. But fortunately, they're also pretty straightforward, so no problems there for her.
I think Fant took a death up here, because he's going back in.
Yeah, he just got a little bit wrecked by those the charging sword knights in the second room here. I wanted to ice rod them, but that doesn't actually work.
Well, beast rats always work early.
Oh, that's beautiful. Unfortunately, it's just bombs.
Emo also picked up our first Turtle Rock key.
Alright, interesting. I think that's 2 races in a row I've seen that Turtle Rock key be in that specific chest.
So holding to do Eastern first looks like it'll be a very good play before going into Desert. Nothing under the Bonk Ronks, just a 20. But yeah, if you get that Desert small key and then the boots, you can basically get everything except the big chest and Landmola.
Yeah, that's correct. And Ivan opted to also do the same, so he'll be able to benefit from that same thing as Fant is now following there as well. Emo heading back into the back of the sewer to get those chests. Xelnastv working on the escape. So everyone's pretty much converging on the same route in the end here.
So right now, the big play might be to go to Desert. And I think whoever goes there first might get a bit of a lead. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it'll definitely depend. Emo in particular, if she goes there first, not having that Desert Palace small key, that might hinder her a little bit. Depends what's hidden in that back section. She is going to Desert right now, so we are gonna see what's there.
Just a heart piece on the ledge. Let's see what's inside.
Alright, and Ivan wrapping up Eastern Palace. He's going to save and quit. Xelnastv just about to wrap up the escape. We'll see whether he also goes for the 3 bombs in the Aga chest. You know, Brewers, this is one of those things about Keysanity. You know, you enter a dungeon without having checked everything else available, and sometimes you don't have a key, and it might hurt you later on. It's hard to know.
Yeah, definitely. Keysanity, I think it's always about what dungeons you can do in one go versus multiple. Sometimes you're forced, but if you can limit your dungeon visits, it'll help your time a lot. Unfortunately, looks like Desert's not going to pay off for Emo. She just shot a piece of heart and 10 arrows.
Yep, so she's going to head over here and take the right exit, most likely just get a little bit closer to the Agena cave entrance. But that door right there, taunting her, she could have that key, she just doesn't know it.
I mean, we'll have to see when the next runner goes in there with that key, if that's going to set her back or not.
Alright, so Xelnastv finally having picked up the flute, activating that. But it hasn't really set him back too much, that whole hand play at the beginning. He pretty much has everything that that everyone else has, except he hasn't made that Eastern Palace entry. And to be honest, given that route, I'd be surprised if he does anytime soon.
Yeah, that could come back to hurt him a bit. We'll have to see if he goes that way. The other way the flute could take you is to Death Mountain, which Xelnastv is going to do.
I really I appreciate that he's obliging us by just doing exactly what we just asked. Also, totally missed that there was a sword in Eastern Palace. Go figure.
Yeah. Oh, so Emo's going to go get that key on the library ledge, or library shelf.
It's in a couple dark rooms on the top side as Emo's picking up this key, and it is a key to Skullwoods.
Don't really... Yep, don't need any keys really for that dungeon. Beyond the big key, if you want to get the big chest. And Xelnastv gets the key to Dark Palace. I think that's their second?
That's correct, following the one in Link's house. That'll be nice to have.
So there's only one more item he can get up here right now, and that's going to be whatever in Spectacle Rock Cave. And now what we're seeing between Emo and Xelnastv having those boots. Emo is just able to zoom up this mountain versus Xelnastv, who has to walk up.
Oh, wow. That is the cane on Spectacle Rock, so that is going to be mirror blocked. There's a small key inside Spectacle Rock that Emo can pick up, but that cane is going to be taunting them. We'll see how soon that mirror shows up.
Yep. I mean, cane is usually required in Logic unless by some way Ice Palace, Mire, and Turtle Rock are all pendants, which we know will not happen in this seed.
You know... Oh, no, I'm just kidding, because Swamp is a pendant already, so that can't happen.
And there's our Swamp Key.
Ooh.
Ivan takes a death. That's tough. Oh, that might have been a death warp.
Yeah, I believe that was his death warp out of the cell. Emo went for the bomb jump back across from the Spectacle Rock item, but did not pull it off. Not sure what else she's looking to do on Death Mountain. Possibly a Spike Cave?
She didn't save the old man yet.
Ah, okay, got it.
And Xelnastv is heading towards Desert, and he does have that small key.
This is the moment we'll now see whether these 2 chests on the right side are vital.
There's not a lot left they have to check, so I have to feel like something in progression is in there.
You definitely are not wrong. It could still be Zora. That is still a possibility.
Yep, Zora would be in Logic since they have a glove.
Well, we saw the sick kid check just a moment ago, and he gave out a vanilla bottle, but... Wait, that's not what he gives in vanilla. Shut up.
That'd be a bug nut in vanilla.
Sometimes I remember this video game. Instead, he did give a bottle, but it had a fairy in it.
which is always nice to have as a safety, though it makes death warps a little tougher. Yeah, I think most of us who've played this game have death warped with a fairy.
I did just the other day in the Keysanity. It was good.
Oh man, we already have mirror shields. Wow.
Jeez, there it is, and a big 20. So
Okay.
unless the seed is really expecting laser bridge access, I don't think that this is going to be a problem for Emo.
Yeah. So Zora maybe. Yeah, there's not a lot left they've got.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Of course, Emo getting that key now might be thinking like, oh crap, I actually need that. There's 2 chests there, but we'll see. Hopefully, she will decide that she does not need to make a repeat trip there. At least hopefully for her.
Yeah, I don't know what else to look at right now. I think let's see who makes the next big play. That's what we're waiting for at this point.
Yep, and Zora definitely seeming very likely right now. Certainly interested to see if our friends in chat want to go ahead and speculate what you think the thing that is required right now is. Without Moon Pearl, there's not really a whole lot of opportunities to go to Dark World,
So while people are checking over spots, let's talk about Keysanity for a minute. For those of you who aren't familiar with the format, what we basically do with Keysanity is we take the randomizer and we add in the maps, compasses, small keys, and big keys that are normally in chests. So in normal mode, everything will be in its natural dungeon. In this one, it could be anywhere. The one exception is keys that are native to a dungeon from an enemy or under a pot will stay there. But everything else can get mixed around.
Yep, that's a great summary, and there's one other special function that happens with maps and compasses. In a non-Keysanity randomizer, and to note, we are seeing EmoSaru go into the dark part of the escape sewers here. Now, this item can't be in the logic, but it could be something that helps her progress, so we'll see. But normally, in a non-Keysanity randomizer, you are able to find out whether a dungeon is a pendant or a crystal just to open up the world map and it'll show you. In Keysanity, you don't have that knowledge until you until you acquire the map for that given dungeon or defeat the dungeon. The map will show you that information. And then compasses do something too, but they're worthless, so no one cares.
Oh, that was the Ice Palace big key in Escape.
Very interesting. So that's nice and all, but the big asterisk. So I think Ivan is probably done with everything now. I believe he's got all there is to get. So I think he's making that Zora play right now.
Looks like it.
I think EmoSaru's in the same position except for those desert chests, so we'll see what she's gonna do. No, she's got sick kid still.
Looks like Xelnastv might be going back to Eastern now.
It was a pretty good play from his perspective for sure. He's still short a sword and the boots that we know are in Eastern. And there's more items here to check compared to just the one at Zora.
So is Emo heading to the pedestal?
Oh my gosh.
It looks like it.
Get your Franker Fizzy emotes in the chat so we can enjoy this this pedestal check in the true fashion.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ivan's gonna get at the same time gonna see what we got at Zora. And there's the pearl. And it's just a compass on the pedestal.
Well, now you know. Zora's the play of choice. I'm willing to bet that Fant will be making that play soon because he has nothing else after he finishes up inside Spectacle Rock here. But Ivan's going to be making our first inroads into the Dark World.
And Emo's going for those chests on the right side, which we know won't get her much. So at this point, it's basically when each player goes to Zora.
Yep. I mean, this is a pretty reasonable play for Emo as far as she knows. She only has she only has one location to check outside of this, and this will be 2 locations, so it's just more chance of having the thing.
Very true. You always want to go for higher chest density when you can. All right. What's our hype cape index?
GT key, Misery Mire key, red big 20, and a red boomerang. Oh, goodness.
I'll give it a 0.25 since we'll get the Thieves Town check, but that's about it.
That was pretty poor.
Not even those keys are worth anything. It's like, you don't need those keys.
Yeah, that's correct. GT keys, you can completely clear the dungeon. Well, there is one situation in which you need those keys, and that is that the big key is inside, like deep in the basement of the actual dungeon. Let's hope for that not to be the case.
So Emo's gonna fake flipper up to Zora. Probably a little quicker. Or no, she's gonna check Hobo probably.
Yeah, and Hobo having just a map, so if she does head over there, not particularly useful. Big 20 on the island. Some rippies on the pyramid from Ivan. Oh, a lot of rippies. He's gonna pick that up.
Fan's gonna be our second one with the Moon Pearl.
Where's Ivan heading?
So at this point, if I'm one of the runners, I would think of Thieves Town because you've already got the hammer, you've got both keys. The only way I might be dissuaded is if it's a pendant, which Ivan has the map and he could check if he wants to before he goes in.
I almost think at this point, like given how little access you have to things, you just go into Thieves Town no matter what. Oh, the lamp coming from Stumpy. That's a nice little progression item. It unblocks that Ice Palace big key too, so now that's in logic.
Yep. So let's see. Emo's going up to Zora. She should be the third one to get the Moon Pearl. And digging game. How many digs today?
I'm not counting. You can count.
We're up to 10 already. $19 digs. And that's our third pod key.
That's pretty worth. Alright, meanwhile we have Fan heading in a slightly different direction. He is directly going into Skull Woods, so we're going to get these several checks here. He's got a key already, so he can do a pretty efficient route through these first couple rooms.
Starts off with half magic. Always nice to see.
And with that lamp, Ivan is going directly back to the Dark Sewers. It's an interesting approach. Certainly he was blocked anyway. He couldn't get into the Village of Outcasts without the Titans met. So this is a pretty reasonable play. It works into his routing anyway.
Yep. I mean, you can get into Village of Outcasts with the hammer and a glove, so you have that option.
Right, but he could not do it from the south was more my thinking, so he needed to either...
Oh, yeah, he had to save and quit regardless, you're right.
Yeah.
So Emo's gonna get Hype Cave, gonna see the lack of hype.
Oh man, we get to see the immediate death from Fan.
That's...
But
Oh, he's got a fairy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Unfortunately, that's not a place you want to really use that fairy.
Alright, so Emo working on Hype Cave, and Xelnastv fake flippering again to Zora, so he will be getting his thing.
We've got some check. So Pod was a pendant, and Thieves Town's a pendant, so we know all of our pendant dungeons.
Interesting, so by extension, therefore, we also know all the crystals. It's pretty early to have that information, and it's very nice to have it that quickly.
And Fan grabs some powder, which is always a great safety to have, plus it opens up one location.
So I guess the question is, we know the pedestal is worthless. We know that TT is not a green pendant, it's something else. So what is in TT that is indicated by those 2 keys that we've already gotten? Because the first key that we got to DP that we thought might be a breadcrumb was actually nothing. So what about this?
It's a good question. Oh, Emo doesn't have the rupees for dig game. That hurts. Yeah, it's a good question. What would... I mean, it'd be nice to see a hook shot in there, because that'll let you do a lot of Death Mountain. Mirror would also be nice. Does the exact same thing.
Yeah, the hook shot would definitely be one of the biggest bust open items they could get. The mirror as well.
So Fant's going for the cave here. He must have seen something. I didn't see what was up there.
Yeah, there's a small key, and we're about to find out to what. It is Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you'd like to have at least 3 of those. Ideally all 4, so you don't have to gamble that middle chest.
Oh, it's never anything, though. Except for all the times that it is something.
That chest burns me every time. If I skip it, it's something. If I don't, it's nothing. So we've got Fant and Xelnastv in Village of Outcasts. Looks like Emo's gonna go into Skullwoods.
Map of Swamp for Fant, but maps at this point are completely useless if we know what we know about pendants.
Oh, there's the big key to Turtle Rock.
Oh, wow. The interesting thing about these keys that we're seeing so far is a lot of them are coming from just very obvious spots that no one's really going to miss.
It's true. We also keep in our minds that there is that key at Aghanim, and that could come into play. So the Aghanim index is still there, not out of the logic yet. But we still need Castle Tower keys before it's in.
Yeah, that's correct. You need both to be able to finish the dungeon. You only need one to be able to check the second chest, and that second chest may still have something important as well.
I'm not sure if that was an attempted death warp or not by Emo, but she gets revived by the fairy.
Yeah, I think she wanted to death warp back to the front door. She didn't drop down. The bow in the first chest in Thieves Town. Wow.
So that allows Eastern to be completed, and they have everything they need for Pod as well. So that is another pendant.
Oh man.
Well, they still need the big key for Pod, and they still need a few small keys. But with Pod open, there's a lot of chests over there.
We do know about 3 pod keys in total. There was Link's House, the Old Man, and the Digging Game. But that won't cut it for finishing the dungeon. And the interesting thing to think about with Keysanity, sometimes there's a difference between what the randomizer algorithm expects you to have and what you actually need to have in order to finish a given dungeon. And for Pod, for example, wow, Xelnastv having some very close calls with the pterodactyl there. But for Pod, you can finish the dungeon with 4 if you know the right tricks, whereas you are expected to need all 6, period.
That's right. With the bow, you can save a key by not opening the front door, and if you know the hammer jump, you can also save a key.
Alright, so Fant does opt to continue deeper into the dungeon. Ivan is working on entering Pod, but Kiki getting scared away by a hit from that Popo. So he's going to have to go and pick him up again.
That's going to hurt Ivan a bit, because he's going to have to use a key on that front door. And Xelnastv takes a death.
Yeah, I think that might have been the overworld, too.
Nope,
no,
he was... Okay, that's good, then. Fant using that powder. Good moves there.
Yeah, sometimes taking an intentional death inside a dungeon, aside from just getting back to the entrance, it's nice to just walk in a dungeon and die immediately, and just get your health back a little bit if you're low.
Yeah, it's very true. So, Emo picking up her Turtle Rock key. Ivan gonna go probably deeper into Pod. It's gonna hurt him because he's gonna need a 5th key now at least.
Yeah, it depends on the locations of those keys. If defeating King Helmasaur is required, and Ivan has already burned this key on the front door, then he may end up needing a key from some awful dungeon that he doesn't want to have to go to. Oh, another TR key, though, right there on the bridge.
So this, depending on when we get that mirror and that fire rod, we could see an earlier play into Turtle Rock. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
And is this a bomb jump attempt, or did Ivan just... Oh no, he just got knocked off by one of the mini Helmas.
Yep. Alright, let's see. Does the big chest have anything in here? Just a swag net.
The Titan's Mitt, though, and the shovel for Ivan, coming from those 2 chests you just checked in Pod.
That is nice. That will get him access to a few more locations. So, going into Pod has been, overall, will be positive for him, even if he does end up needing a 5th key. Nothing in Blind Cell. So, looks like Fant is going to take the chance and kill Blind.
I think this is a pretty reasonable decision. This early in the game, you don't really want to skip something when you've been given such an obvious breadcrumb for it. Just finish it up. Thieves Town, you already have to go that deep anyway. Thieves Town's not that long.
It looks like Ivan pulled off the hammer jump, so he will at least get to save 1 key.
And taking a quick death warp back to the beginning. As Fant coming into the blind fight, we're going to see how good his knowledge of the perfect strats are.
It starts off really strong.
We have Emo and Xelnastv both also working on the dungeon. Fant got 2 faces down, heads chasing him around. It's very nice dancing around those projectiles. Takes a little bit of damage, but does not matter as he finishes the boss off.
Oh, and there are flippers. So blind is required.
There you go. Ice Palace being a crystal, they're going to need those flips.
Well, actually, technically, it depends on if something is in Swamp. Because technically, well, by the logic wants you to have flippers.
That's true.
But technically, you can sequence break.
Yep. If you know how to do fake flippers, which I believe all 4 of these runners do, then yeah, you could just skip that. But we'll see whether Swamp does end up being required. They do already have that key, which is somewhat unusual. That's a key that you don't get to see that early all that often. And to be clear what I mean by that, Swamp Palace having there's a chest right at the beginning and a front door that is locked. And you cannot get into that dungeon without having that small key, but this is Keysanity. It could be anywhere in the world. But in this case, as it turns out, they do have access to it.
So Xelnastv is going to do the blind fight. He only has 1 heart. He does have cape, though. But this is going to be pretty tough.
Is it possible he has the fairy left over as well? I'm not sure if he
No,
did.
I think he's taken a death since the fairy.
I think you're right. All right. Well, this is... Oh, there it is already.
Emo is starting her fight. Easy first phase for her. The other disadvantage Xelnastv is at here is that he hasn't picked up half magic yet, so he can use the cape, but he won't get a lot out of it.
Emo wrapping up the boss. Got a little bit away from her, but still only took 1 heart of damage in the entire fight, so great job to her. Picking up the flippers. Fant just getting the lamp from Stumpy. He's making his way over to Hype Cave, also known today as Disappointment Cave.
It's been Disappointment Cave for a while. I mean, rarely it gets back to Hype.
Well, in Keysanity, I definitely find that it's more often hype than in non-Keysanity, but you're certainly right. The one that is really hype is Paradox Cave, and unfortunately, we still don't have access.
So that bow, it's definitely pointing towards Pod. So we'll have to see where everyone goes. Emo's gonna go get that key on the ledge there. Kind of everybody's...
Xelnastv is down to 1 heart again. He's almost got it. He's one hit left.
Oh,
And he gets
nice
it.
work.
Oh, very nice kill by Xelnastv, managing to eke out the last hit without taking another death, and collects his flippers in blue pendant. Whew.
A little more information. Desert Palace Skull Woods are red crystals. We might have already known that, though. Not sure.
I think Fant may be the first to check. I'm not sure Ivan did. I'm not 100% on that, though.
But that is all of the information we have for the crystals and pendants at this point.
Well, Desert Palace is interesting because they do already have that small key, but they do not have the big key. With, of course, no real indication of when they're going to get it. But we'll see whether that Pyramid Fairy ends up coming into play. Fant taking a few extra hits that he might not want. Gotta be a little careful here. Or maybe change his route to not die.
Yeah, so neither red crystal dungeon's available yet. We'll have to see when those come into play. Emo is heading towards Catfish, but she's got to be careful. She's only got 1 heart left.
Yeah, both Emo and Fant having some difficulty. Ivan as well. Oh, taking the
Oh
death.
no, and Emo takes a death too.
Oh my goodness, dude.
This has been a brutal seed so far for these guys.
Yeah, Dark World is not kind when you only have green mail and in Emo's case, 9 hearts, but she's lucky to have gotten that many. Ivan's still rocking 7. Fant on, it looks like he got to 9 as well. Xelnastv with 8.
So this is a new check. Ivan's going to be the first to look at King's Tomb. And that's Berna.
Well, a vanilla invincibility item, I guess.
I think... Isn't Cape usually in King's Tomb?
Yeah, it's Cape instead of Cane of Berna. But, you know, they practically do the same thing, right? Yeah?
I mean, practically, yes. I mean, there are some little differences. Like, Cape doesn't lag, and you can still spin dash, or spin with it, which is really helpful in on Ganon.
Alright, so Fant is heading into Pod, and we're going to get a check of the bow side, most likely. And Emo is heading back to Zora. So she's already been here, of course, to get her Moon Pearl, but we're going to see what that small key on the ledge is.
So with 3 keys, Fan can get pretty far in here. It's got to be wise with this keys.
Yeah, if you, oh, it's a small key to Misery Mire, so no one cares, alas. But yeah, if you use your keys wisely and you have both the bow and the hammer, you can, and of course, you know, hammer jump, you can full clear the dungeon except the boss. We'll see whether Fant opts to do all of that right now if he puts some of it off.
Yeah, and that would be 13 chests that you get right here. So there's definitely a lot of potential. He should at least get Titan's Mist, which will be helpful to him.
Yeah, that's for sure. Actually, it would be 12, I guess, because he does not have the big key yet. We still haven't seen it.
Very true. And Emo's going to do the opposite play and go into Eastern and finish that off first.
Yeah, I think this is almost, for the runners at this point, this is almost like kind of a coin flip. You can either go to Pod or EP. I think both runners are going to want to do both of those things, but they don't have the mirror, so there's not really an optimal way to do this. They're going to have to travel here twice no matter what.
Yeah, I think going to Eastern first in this situation is slightly faster, but not by much.
Alright, so we saw those 2 chests on the bow side turning out to be nothing, unfortunately for Fant. But he will now be able to check the rest of the back of the dungeon. We'll see how he routes this. Routing Pod when you're avoiding the front door is really complex and annoying. You could end up having to make a lot of repeat trips down that right side. Ideally, you'll make 3 total to finish the dungeon. So he would make 2 right now, and then 1 later to finish.
Oh,
wow.
Big key and Catfish. Big key to Desert.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. And Emo died on the way there. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, so I was just saying earlier that all the keys they'd found so far were in pretty straightforward locations that they were going to check. Ooh, Quake Medallion for Fant in the drop-down chest here, and I don't believe Ivan checked that when he was in Pod.
It doesn't look like it, no. So that could be something. We don't know our medallions needed yet.
I do like this play by Xelnastv. He's just going straight back to desert. He's going to finish it right now. He knows it's a crystal. He knows it's a red crystal. Might as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think but there's 2 more items you can get in here. And we'll see what they yield. Meanwhile, Emo's going to go into the Armos fight. And Fant is still clearing out more of Pod while Ivan is in Thieves Town.
Fant is getting really trolled by this beetle here as Emo's and finishing the Armos fight very quickly using those no major glitches strats. That is a Pod small key. So that is a very good find for her. She can actually finish Pod other than, again, the backside. And even maybe if she wants, open that front door.
Well, looks like according to her tracker, she's only got 3 Pod keys. Yep, she's only got 3 Pod keys right now.
Okay. Ivan did sorry, we got confirmation that Ivan did check that drop-down chest, so he does have Quake Medallion. It was just missed. That's all.
Okay.
Fant picking up the Titan's Met, so pretty much even progression between him and Fant right now, as Ivan's going to finish up TT, and Fant's going to probably bomb jump momentarily.
Yep. Emo's doing a new check, which is going to check the baton here. And just an arrow upgrade. Fant setting up for the bomb jump. Ivan finishing out Thieves Town.
Yeah, I think Fant actually got a first try unbuffered correct position for the bomb, and then very quick lineup for the second one. Oh no, he slid off the edge. That was pretty close, but he should be able to get it this time, I'm sure. This is a less difficult trick than it looks like when you are able to pause buffer, because you can pause buffer like almost infinitely. So yeah, Fant does get the lineup on the second try, so he's good. He won't be able to check that big key because something is missing.
It's always something you want to do because you're so used to having that big key when you're in here when you play open mode. So, like those little ticks that you get where you just check those things by instinct, you just can't get rid of them.
Good blind kill by Ivan, and Xelnastv needing to do some fun stuff with landmos. Trying to ice rod them, does get 2 of them down with that, so that worked out pretty well. And he just has the 1 worm left.
Only need 2 ice rod shots to kill them, so when you can get those, it's nice.
Yeah, the fire rod will do the same trick, but just slightly more annoying when you have the ice rod.
That last one is trolling Xelnastv.
Oh, slight misses with the arrows there, and Fant is checking the dig spot. I don't believe we've seen Ivan check it yet.
Just $5 that somebody buried. Xelnastv finishes off Landmola. And just some bombs for his trouble.
Well, he gets his red crystal, so he'll be happy with that at least. Another mini Rippy horde in the peg cave at the blacksmith area. And Ivan, wonder if he's thinking about doing mirrorless blacksmiths.
That's always a little tough of a call. Might have your progression, but you always like to have the mirror for that.
Meanwhile, from Xelnastv and Emo, we're seeing some retreads of ground we've seen. We're seeing Pod from Emo. This is, of course, the correct play for her. She's going to get the Titan's Met. And probably from Xelnastv, we're seeing a similar thing. He's going to do EP and then Pod, most likely.
So we're back at the point where we're trying to find that next piece of progression.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be in the overworld, given what things are like right now.
Yeah, because you can't access Swamp yet. You can't get into Ice Palace. You don't have a fire source. Just a compass on the blacksmiths. You could go to the Mire area.
That's true. They do now have access. They don't have mirror access, so maybe they're gonna hesitate a bit. But they've got one medallion. They've got, you know, at least the 2 chests they can check and find out what the medallion is. Might as well.
Yeah, you don't have Hera access. You don't have Turtle Rock access. So, yeah, it's right now it's either the Gary's chest or Mire.
Now, I know I saw Ivan head up to Skull for some checks, but I don't know, did he check out the far chest, the one that sucks, behind the statue, and get his powder? I believe that was worthless, but I'm just curious.
It looks like he did, because he just did the bat.
Oh, good. I'm awake. Emo also finding out that something is missing.
I think Fant did a quick check in Waterfall Cave. I don't think he got anything worthwhile in there, though.
No, that's correct. And he'll be picking up that Mire for this ledge here, yeah. Emo having a lot of hearts needing to take this intentional death from these Yoshis or whatever they are.
I think those are Dodongos, technically.
Yeah, Dodongos, Yoshis, you know, whatever.
Alright. So, Ivan is heading up to the Bumper Cave. Can get the key there. I'll have to leave the chest behind for a minute.
Looks like Fant is going to head back into the Dark Sewers, pick up his Ice Palace Big Key. Now, none of the runners have access to Ice Palace yet, but really all they need to be able to finish that entire dungeon is either Fire Rod or Bombos, and then they're good.
Yep, unfortunately without those you can't get past the front door.
Xelnastv hesitating a little bit. He isn't sure he did actually want to go to Pod, so instead we're seeing what appears to be Skull Woods, because I believe he hasn't headed there yet.
He hasn't. He'll at least get some good safeties from that. He'll get powder, he'll get half magic. So that's always nice to get.
We're getting... No, I'm just kidding. For a second, I thought we were getting the pet check. No, we are getting the pet check. He just doesn't remember where to go.
Yeah, we already know, unfortunately, that pedestal just has a compass.
Alas. But maybe when Xelnastv checks it, we'll get something better.
Ooh. I think Fant's going to do a Spike Cave check.
Okay, this is a potentially interesting play here. Ivan, meanwhile, appears to be heading for Catfish, so he should be getting that Desert Big Key. So far, Xelnastv the only one to acquire that.
Yeah, so we're about 53 minutes in at this point. We only have seen... only 2 runners have a crystal. They do have access to 2 crystals, but overall, this seed is not giving them progress yet. They're looking for that one item that's going to blow the seed open.
Yeah, it's either going to be here for Fant right now. Nope. It's going to be somewhere else obscure and horrible. Where's it going to be?
Ivan's got that chest. Ivan's got that chest he can turn in. And we still got Mire. I'm a little surprised nobody's gone to Mire yet.
Well, we got Fant whipping the flute out. Where is he taking it? He's going to Kakariko.
Yeah, he's probably going to do the same chest that everybody else is everybody else done with, or not everybody, but the blacksmith, the bat cave, all that.
Ooh, there's a slow, unenjoyable quest that he is on, but oh well, he's gonna do bat first and get his disappointment from that. But here we go from Ivan. Just a big 20. Oh wow.
Yeah, we're just Okay, it looks like Ivan's now going to go and do desert, or finish desert, which we know won't get him anything, but it is a crystal, so you might as well get it out of the way since you're here.
Yep, not a bad play. I mean, they do have Ice Rod, so it's and half magic in Ivan's case, so it won't be that bad to take out the landmass. And I'm sure he has a pretty good feel of how to use the Ice Rod in that fight as well.
Oh man.
We do have Emo doing the good old blacksmith's check, and gonna guess that Fant is gonna do the same. These are some logical things to do with Titansmith, but I mean, personally, I really want to see what's in the mire area, so come on, guys.
It's 2 quick chests in that shed. It's a really fast play, which is part of the reason why I'm a little surprised that none of them have done it yet.
I'm also gonna guess that once they get into that mire area, they're gonna find out that mire has, like, if the shed doesn't have vital progression, I'm gonna guess that mire is Quake, and they're gonna be heading into mire with what they have right now.
Yeah, which is a tough play because you don't have the cane yet. You don't have the big key, but it's likely the only play you've got at this point.
Yeah, the seed is doling out progression just slow enough that I think that's gonna happen, but we'll see. Fant becoming very friendly with that NPC, complaining about creepers and summoning guards.
I think Ivan also triggered that.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Fant twice so far.
Oh, okay, yeah, it might have been Fant twice.
Getting his compass of disappointment, and Emo appears to be doing the purple chest play, so she's gonna go back to the Dark World, go back to the blacksmith's house, pick up the chest, blah blah blah, etc.
I think Fant's going for Mire.
Ah, yes, I'm very excited for this.
It's
Medallion
Bombos.
is Bombos. Oh.
So I think that means something's got to be in here. Castle Tower?
Oh, what a video game.
Okay, so right to Castle Tower, I guess.
Yep, that appears to be what he's doing. Ivan finishing up landmos, collecting his crystal and non-useful item. And we're gonna see from Fant, I guess this is the next progression, what is in the second chest in Aga Tower. Where's Emo going? Shovel.
Oh. I'm trying to think, where was that cape? Where would we find that?
The cape was incredibly early. It was in the back
Oh,
of the well,
yep.
I think.
Yep, back of well. You're right.
Yeah, so that was surprisingly early to get something like that, but it's really helped them get access to, you know, the first chest of Aga, which was nothing, and Spike Cave, which was nothing.
Maybe this is what the cape was meant for the whole time. Let's see what's in that second chest. Yeah, to confirm, chat, Lumberjack has a small key.
So is this a vanilla Castle Tower key? Is that what we're getting?
Nope, we got the fire rod.
Oh my goodness.
So they can finish Skullwoods. They can get into ice now. That opens up a bit.
Yeah, and you see that brief bit of hesitation from Fan because that opens up multiple things you needed to think about. Which one am I doing? You know, not only that, but with that desert big key being at Catfish, that opens up access to the Pyramid Ferry once they clear Skullwoods.
Yes, it does. And he's buying potions. I think he's going to ice.
Oh no, Xelnastv taking a death inside pod. Oh, well, he's got a ferry. We're fine.
Yep, I think he's got the net, so he must have caught a fairy at some point. And Fant is going right for ice. Which I can't blame him. It's a decent play here because you've got 8 chests versus 2 that you've still got in Skullwoods.
Yep, I love this. Not only that, but you also have the big key, so you can full clear this right now. Whereas you might get something, you might get the Skull big key along your way here and want to head back for that. So this is a great play, unless there's nothing in here, in which case it sucks because Ice Palace is very slow to full clear compared to Go mode.
Now, they do have the big key. They don't have any small keys, but as long as they do the Ice Palace bomb jump, which I believe they all know, then you can full clear this right now.
Yeah, I know for sure Fant does from personal experience. I know Ivan does. I know Emo does. I'm pretty sure Xelnastv does. The only reason I say pretty sure is I have not literally seen him do it, but I'm pretty sure he knows.
I think Xelnastv didn't hammer jump, so he is going to need a 5th key as well for pod.
Okay, that's interesting.
But then again, it is a pendant, so EmoSaru might not be required.
Yeah, that's true. And the big chest might also be worthless. Fanta, all he's got here to deal with these pen gators is the hammer, which is actually really annoying because it only deals tempered slash damage, and normally you want a tempered spin to one-shot them.
I think bombs would be nice here too, but I guess it's tricky with the bombs too.
That's true. Once you lose control of them the first time, again, maps at this point, which you just picked up one of, they're completely useless because we've known from a very early point that everything other than Thieves Town, Swamp Palace, and Pod is a crystal.
So Emo's making the play on Ice Palace. Ivan, where is Ivan? I think Ivan's going to head to Eastern, which not a bad play. It's a crystal.
Yep, you can get some progression done while hoping that you get the next thing that you need. Unfortunately, in his case, it won't be the next thing he needs. It's just a pod key, but definitely a good play, and it will still get him progress in this race.
So this room, if you notice what Fant just did, he set it up so he could grab both of those Stalfos with one bomb. What you do is you walk in, you grab the left north pot, walk up, trigger the Stalfos, walk down, trigger that left pot again, throw it into the Stalfos. Oh, you also have to place a bomb. It's a nice little trick to know.
Yeah, it's really actually easy to do. Like, you can literally just look at what Fant just did, like make a clip or something of it. Look at the thing he did and just repeat those actions, and they're really straightforward to do. That's exactly how I learned it, was I just watched someone do it. I was like, oh, that looks straightforward.
So Fant nails the bomb jump his first try. A little trickier in that room because he doesn't have a hook shot, but... actually, thinking about that, Ice Palace is technically not fully in logic because you don't have the hook shot.
That's true.
But there is a second bomb jump that you would need to pull off, but once again, these runners should be able to pull it off.
Yeah, and if they had one small key, they could bypass that bomb jump. But because they don't, Fant will have to do that. I believe he knows that. He also might opt not to finish, depending on how he wants to play this. We'll see.
Another hard container. You have the big key, so you can check the big key chest here.
Xelnastv getting his Castle Tower key from the Mire Shed, so I'll bet we'll see him head
and
to the
there we go. That unlocks the seed big time.
Wow, that is a massive find for Fant. This is clearly the play. Emo making it as well, so she's going to get her mirror soon as well.
That unlocks pretty much all of Death Mountain. That unlocks Swamp Palace. That unlocks a lot of overworld locations. That just broke open the seed. Yep,
and right now, all three of Fant, Emo, and Xelnastv are on this track. We're going to see what Xelnastv decides to do once he picks up that Fire Rod. If he heads to Skull, he'll be delayed a little bit, but it's not like he's going to be losing a lot of time because he'll need to do that anyway.
And it's always possible that Skull has another piece of progression too.
That's correct. So let's see what Ivan chooses to do right now. He needs to head to Mire area as well.
And no, looks like he's going back in the pod.
Oh, that's very interesting. So this is, unfortunately for him, probably a waste of time. I believe he's checked everything that has good stuff in pod.
Okay, so this is the room that Fant will have to bomb jump in. But it's an easy one to set up. You basically use the block right below where he is as your guide. And once you are in the right pixel position, you just drop a bomb and it'll blow you across.
Oh, that looked pretty good actually if he hadn't done that last little adjustment.
Xelnastv takes a death, and Xelnastv is having a tough time. No, he might have death warped there.
Yeah, I think that was a death warp. Ooh, Fant. Only a couple hearts left. That might not be close enough. Not quite.
Yeah, I learned...
This is the last attempt. Just kidding.
Oh. Yeah, I learned this a slightly different way where you... Oh yeah, that's the way I learned it, and he's going to go with that method now. I think he's got it. Never mind.
That must have been like a pixel off, because it looked good to me too. This looks good. There we go. It's a good job by Fan to remember that other setup for it right in time. Although, of course, he had the blue pot, so he had a lot more health left, but still.
Yeah, Nemo's going for the same setup here.
And she does have it as well, first try.
So, let's see what these chests shield up here.
Will Ice Palace have a second?
Oh,
wow, it does! Wow.
So once they grab Kane, well, they still need the big key from Meyer, but otherwise that's fully in logic now.
That's correct. Oh, and another Meyer key, just to throw in that little hint, like, by the way, go back to Meyer. So Xelnastv is making his way into Skull now. He just picked up his half magic. He will also be able to pick up his powder if he continues to that one annoying chest. Sometimes I don't do that. Oh, but he has Fire Rod, so he'll definitely do that. Oh, and the last Turtle Rock key.
So at this point, Fant is going to head to Cold Stare. Emo's going to be right behind him. The only thing with Cold Stare is, with Fighter Sword, this is going to be a little tricky. They do have half magic, so they'll be able to do Fire Rod shots on him. But Cold Stare could definitely be a tough boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that Fant's strat of choice will be the Fire Rod spam. And Emo, I will be very interested to see what she does. Emo definitely has a lot of no major glitches strats. I'm not sure if she actually runs no major glitches, but she definitely has a lot of the strats from that category.
She does do some no major glitches, so she's used to this as well.
Yeah, so I'll be very excited to see what version of the low resource Cold Stare kill she does.
Looks like they're both going for a fairy here. Which is not a bad idea to have that safety for this.
Oh, Xelnastv taking a death there, and I hope that was his intentional death warp. Yes, it was. Okay, good.
So Ivan's going the opposite way. He's going to go to Skull Woods. Oh, I forgot, they picked up Bombo, so that makes this even better.
Oh yeah, Fant will have a million Fire Rod shots. He can just spam to his heart's content.
Oh, but he doesn't lock him in the corner. It might be fine with the Fire Rod, though.
Oh yeah, no, he's totally fine. Good night, Cold Stare. A little bit of love and one of his red crystals.
Yeah, that's Fant's first crystal.
Ooh, Emo trying to lock Cold Stare in the corner. Did get the initial spin. A little bit low on health, but she should be okay. Has tons of magic to spam the Fire Rod.
Yeah, just one more to get down. Yeah, she's got it.
Yep, no problem. One heart, that's plenty.
So, meanwhile, Ivan's doing the opposite play. He's going to do Skull Woods here.
Yep, both Ivan and Xelnastv working on this at the same time, and it's practically a 50-50 when you get the Fire Rod. You can kind of think, okay, maybe I'll do Skull, or maybe I'll do Ice. On the left side of the screen, you saw both runners choose to do Ice, but it's totally valid to also do Skull, and it is a crystal, so it's not like a huge waste of time or anything.
So it looks like Fant's going to go finish up Eastern. Where's Emo going to head next? She's going to Death Mountain, which is a good play because at this point you've got a ton of chests up here.
Yeah, I like both of these plays. From Fant, he knows he has what it takes to finish Eastern. It could get a little faster if you got Silver Arrows somewhere, but not that much faster, and you might as well just get it out of the way. And so for Emo, of course, she's going to unlock 80 items.
So Ivan's doing Mothula. Gotta be careful with those fire rod shots. You don't want to do hammer struts if you don't have to.
Doing well so far.
Emo does grab her cane. She's gonna check the ether tablet while she's up here, and Ivan takes down Mothula.
Xelnastv working on it now too. They gotta do the dance around all those spikes. Those were some heckin' dodges from Xelnastv. Oh my goodness.
Very nice. Can he finish it off?
Down to 2 hearts.
Come on, Zone. Oh. That's... Come... Oh, no.
Oh, he got bodied, literally.
So nothing in here on Emo's side from the 2 chests she can get to. But now she can go to the East Death Mountain. Xelnastv is going straight back for Mothula.
Ivan is heading back to Death Mountain. I'm not sure what he's gonna be able to. Oh, he's got hookshot. Where did he get hookshot? It's on Mothula. Holy crap! Never look away while a boss is dying. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So that's just as big as Mirror. I think Mirror opens a little bit more, but that's still a really nice item to get.
Yeah, that's 2 different ways of getting kind of the exact same progression. And Bomber is also the medallion for TR.
They can clear... Emo can full clear TR right now.
Wow, that's with Fighter Sword, oh boy.
Now, she's probably going to go check some of the other chests first. But if she wants to, she can clear Turtle Rock right now.
So let's take stock, because they're almost in item go mode. They're just missing 1 sword upgrade for that. Or at least across all the runners, we almost know where all the items are for item go mode. It's just 1 sword. But what keys do they still need to finish up here?
Well, they need the Tower of Hera big key. We haven't found that yet. Wait, what?
Alright.
Okay.
Sounds good. Is there anything else they need that you want to say?
Misery Mire big... I think Misery Mire big key is the last item we need for go mode. Or no mode in our case, but...
Right. Now it's worth mentioning that Fant does have one of those red crystals from having cleared... sorry, I'm just kidding. He does not. He would if he went to Skull, and that is what he's doing right now. He could have the Desert Palace Crystal, but he does not have the big key, and so it'll be interesting to follow. When is he going to get to Catfish and pick up that key? That's a really crappy location. No one's really going to want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. Fant needs to go there. Emo needs to go there. And that could throw him off. Nothing in the bottom of Paradox Cave. What's up top?
Ivan's checking out Ether Tablet. I don't remember if Emo did this.
She did. They're just bomb storage.
Yep.
Xelnastv taking another shot at Mothula.
Got plenty of magic this time. Should have a good shot here. He's got plenty of health as well.
Oh, big key is Skullwoods. It's only 1 chest. I mean, the good news there, though, is that Emo hasn't gone to Skullwoods yet to finish it, so she can at least do that all in one go.
Yep. Ooh. Getting a little low on health here.
Come on. Oh, no.
Oh. That's unfortunate. Mothula is a very tough fight, and there's the beams coming out of him are 2 hearts every single time, and he's only got 11, which is less than it sounds like when you are dealing with something that's constantly dealing 2 damage.
So,
and surrounded by spikes.
Another question here. It looks like Fant got blue mail. How did he pick that up?
That's a great question.
Was that in the bottom chest in here? I think it was. I think Xelnastv just changed colors.
Yeah, it sounds like Freddy's confirming that for us. It was pick up from the other chest and stall, which
So
Zelda's just picked up. So
Xelnastv has got to be really frustrated by that. Oh man. And Emo's beginning her descent into Turtle Rock.
yeah, this is a great choice. You might as well get out of the way. You have everything you need here. Hera is also an option, but
You could do that on the way back around if you need to.
Exactly. Now, one thing to note, she does not have the hook shot because she did not do stall yet. She will get it because she has to clear stall, so it's going to be there, and it is a required item. But it'll just mean she has to do a slightly slower strat in this room to the right here.
I think Fant might have been a little frustrated by that hook shot pickup.
Could have been worse. He didn't lose too much time to that bomb jump. Although I'm sure it seemed like an eternity at the time.
So Emo's taking the slow route here to light the torches.
Oh, we're getting the third pedestal check from Fant.
Well, they have to indulge the runners. Or they have to indulge the watchers here. People watching.
Xelnastv tried to pick up a safety fairy there, that is to say with the net. He accidentally ate it instead, but I think he'll be alright with gaining a couple hearts back anyway.
By the way, before I take a second, shout out to our trackers for today. They're doing an excellent job tracking everything and finding the stuff that we're missing here.
Yeah, that is for sure. We've got Freddy and Who42 Baker helping us out tonight, and doing an awesome job as always. Especially with the addition of keys to the tracker, it becomes a lot more challenging for them. Emo having a rough time with these chain chomps. I hate these things so much.
She's only got green mail, so each hit is 4 hearts.
Oh, and that's another one. Ooh.
Using the cape, yeah, just get the safety and get to the back.
Good God, and another pod key. Yay.
Well, the good news about Turtle Rock is there's a ton of anti-fairies, so with Powder, she can easily recover that health.
Xelnastv down to 2 hearts. 1 heart!
Oh, no! That's 3 or 4 deaths now for Xelnastv on Mothula?
I want to say 3. And he is actually going to just peace out. I think this is a fine play. Like, if you're not able to get through the boss, you might as well just say, look, right now, not the time. I will come back in a bit. I'll probably be fresher and have better stats at that point.
Absolutely. Sometimes just get out of there, clear your head. When you go back, it'll be that much easier.
And he's even going to go pick up a couple potions, which is also a good idea. Alright, so Fant, exploring Death Mountain.
What's Emo's bunny sprite? I don't know if you caught that.
Huh. It looked like... I saw the little diamond above it, so it looked like something from The Sims, maybe?
You know, I think you're right, yeah. Interestingly, Emo's skipping that center chest even though she has the keys for it.
That is interesting. I wonder what her thinking is on that. Possibly that there's not that many items left to go anyway. In fact, 1. So, it's not that huge of a deal.
Well, 2 items. A Master Sword plus...
Oh, that's true.
There's a Misery Miner key. But plus, she still needs Hookshot, too.
Oh, that's true, and she doesn't know where it is. We, of course, do. But that doesn't help her.
Oh, actually, chat's pointing out one interesting thing. We have not seen Ganon Tower Big Key, so that's a 4th item they still need.
Ah, good old GT Big Key. Alright, so Fant also making inroads into Turtle Rock, and Xelnastv is...
And there's the Master Sword.
Wow. Alright. So Ganon is now defeatable. They've got a Master Sword. But boy, that would be miserable. It would sure be nice to get some silvers.
52 spins with just the Master Sword. Oh, okay, it's small key to Hera. Hera's completable.
And Hera is also the place where Ivan is right now, as he opted to go there before Turtle Rock. Ivan actually a little short on Turtle Rock keys. Those 4 came from the Big Key Chest of Eastern, the Bumper Cave, the Bridge and Pod, And the right side of IP. Now, I know he hasn't been to the right side of IP. I think he has the other 3 there.
I'll have to see when he pulls up his map, or when he pulls up his menu.
And speaking of Ice Palace, we do have Xelnastv heading in there. Trying the bomb strats. Does get some of them.
Emo's backing up here. Where is she heading?
Oh, it's supposed to be, there's a room with fairies here, I think?
No, the room back there, I believe, is rupees. There is a fairy room, but I think that's beyond a tile room in here that most rando players never go into. Huh. That was strange.
Oh, she's out of magic.
Ah, that's what she's doing.
Good catch by chat, as always. Thanks for helping us out. Oh, and she's having to mirror. And there is a... Oh, but... Oh, no.
I wonder if she's going to go to the potion shop quick.
Yeah,
No?
there's a couple options here. Might be... Oh, God, these lasers.
Man.
Oh,
I think she caught it.
Fortunately, she's...
She does have a fairy.
Well, either way, she would have respawned right back at that same door, so it would have been alright.
Yeah. I'll have to check in with her after the race to see her thoughts on Turtle Rock, because this has been a bit of a tough one for her.
Yeah, knowing where to get extra magic is very important and also very difficult, because there's not a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, if she had a little magic in the in that maze room, there is a pot that has a full magic refill.
Alright, now, Fant did actually check that big key chest in Turtle Rock, the vanilla spot, and what he found out is that it has garbage. It's 300 rupees.
Okay, so she's not missing anything by avoiding that chest.
Yep. We have Ivan doing the Pyramid Fairy, which currently he is the only one to have access to because he's the only one who's cleared both Desert Palace and Skull Woods. This could potentially have some of that progression. The last time we need.
If there's something here, that's going to give him a big advantage.
We're about to see as he opens up these 2 chests. We've got a Master Sword and a map.
Okay, so that's a good. It's not required, but still good. When he gets to Turtle Rock, he'll be able to grab a Tempered Sword, hopefully.
Yeah, and we'll see whether any of the other runners end up going to Pyramid Fairy. That could actually make a significant difference from Ivan. This race has been very close overall so far, so it is definitely conceivable that the difference of Master versus Tempered on Ganon could actually matter.
Yeah, it's very true, especially if they don't find those silvers. So Emo grabbing a few hearts and the full magic refill. She'll likely be heading to Laser Bridge, but the Mirror Shield Laser Bridge will be a joke.
It's always so refreshing after you try to do that, do the bridge with having to do the little dodge strats or like dash into each little spot. She is opting to take the safety because she has 4 hearts. Pretty reasonable choice.
Absolutely, especially with Green Mail. 1 laser shot kills you.
Yeah, did she, I guess she didn't end up collecting the free blue mail from the chest near Mothula.
Well, she hasn't been there yet.
Oh god, yeah, that's right.
Oh, she takes a hit, but I think she just picked up a fairy too.
Yep. Oh my good god, Ivan just hovered across the gap to the Skullwoods chest. He was so tired of trying to bomb across, it didn't work out for him. So, you know, whatever.
A little trick with that though, if you hit the boots right, you can get a little extra distance with your bomb jump. But hovering works too.
That's great. It's always fun to see someone doing that when there's just really no need. Like you can just do the bomb jump, but you know,
Yeah.
when you're stuck.
All right, Emo's heading into Trinex. I wonder if she'll do hammer stress here. Most likely. Yep.
Yeah, good choice when you only have Master Sword's slightly fewer hits. Well, significantly fewer hits. Great menuing there to get the switch in before the before the death animation began.
Yeah, she saved herself a couple seconds with doing that because while the head's dying, you can't switch items. She just elects to use Fire Rod Chucks to finish out that head. Now, the last phase, which is really easy.
Yep, just gotta dodge the head and manipulate him to go around in circles. Fant also took the safety exit to make sure that if he screws up his Trinex fight, he'll be fine.
Yeah. And down goes Trinex for Emo.
Very clean fight for her. Fant opting for the Master Sword, which works just fine.
That's the big key to Meyer.
Wow. That is almost key go mode. They just need that GT big key.
So, yeah, right now Emo can go mode. Well, she probably won't go mode these last. Oh no, she can't go mode yet. She has not found that Desert Palace big key.
Oh wow, she is actually, because she's not in go mode, she's actually going back in to pick up that big key chest, I believe.
Yeah, that's the only chest that's left in here.
Of course, she has no way to know that this is a big waste of time. But I mean, given her status, actually, it totally makes sense as a play. It's pretty reasonable. Just we know that it's not going to be the right play.
Yeah. So right now, I'd say Emo has a bit of a lead over Ivan, but I mean, Ivan's going to make the Turtle Rock play at some point. He'll get his Misery Meyer key. If Emo takes too long, Ivan could pull ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about leads and randomizers is that they're often not necessarily real leads until like right near the end. They kind of have to materialize, and in this case, the problem with Emo's perceived lead is that she does not have that Desert Palace big key from Catfish. So until she gets that, what she has is kind of an advantage, and it could turn around very quickly because Ivan has, you know, kind of a counter advantage of having found that already.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's even worse here is that Emo took that death on the way to Catfish. So if she hadn't taken that, she would have that key right now.
Yep. That's one of those things that you're going to be sad about, but unfortunately, of course, you know, no one's clairvoyant. They don't know that the thing they just died trying to get was important. Whole lot of nothing in Hookshot Cave for Fant.
Man. So it looks like Emo's probably going to head to Hera now.
Oh, this is interesting, actually. Fant even went into Turtle Rock before actually checking Super Bunny Cave, which sort of makes sense. I mean, it's not like there was, like, the most there could have been was a sword, and he already had the hammer, so he was fine for Trinex.
Yeah. You know, looking at the other matchup, I would say, well, Fant could be our first one into GT, because he's got all the 3 big keys he needs.
Desert.
Oh, you're right.
That Catfish still can be a thorn in his side for a bit.
Oh man, that Catfish.
Yep, we you know, we keep saying it, like we have these 2 players with that were following along. They're leading the trail. They have these perceived leads, but we know they're missing this really big important thing, and until they find it, it's not really a lead. It's more like just hope and prayer.
And what's worse, I guess, is basically that they're probably not going to go check that until they've cleared out those other dungeons, which is where Xelnastv and Ivan can definitely make up time. Because, well, it depends, I guess, also where the GT big key is, because they're all going to be looking for that.
That's true. If the GT big key trolls everyone long enough, then that gives Fant and Emo a chance to go check that location, the Catfish, which right now they have pretty much nothing to chain it with. Maybe Graveyard Ledge, they could combine it with that. So maybe there will be that incentive to go there.
So right now, this is really anybody's match still.
Yep, it's pretty exciting that way.
Yeah, and just a reminder, in case anybody's tuned in recently, this is 2 different matches going on. We have Emo and Ivan, who are 1-0, and they're playing to go 2-0 right now. And on the top, we've got Fant and Xelnastv, 0-1. They're both aiming to go 1-1.
Alright, Moldorm just having a full heart container, so not finding the answers they need here other than this crystal.
So will Emo go check the basement, though? And same with Fant.
That's what we're about to see. I'll be very curious. Emo's been pretty thorough. She even went back in to Turtle Rock for that single chest, so she is going back in.
Well,
I think if you're looking... Go ahead.
Just Xelnastv going through hookshot cave. Does he have the hookshot? I gotta think he does.
He does not. He did not.
Oh, that's right.
Skullwoods.
He did not finish Mothula.
Yep. So he checked that first chest. It's a key to Skullwoods, which is almost for him. It's almost kind of a kick in the teeth. Like, ha! You didn't finish this yet.
Oh man.
Poor guy. Now Fant actually opted to skip the basement, which his play is more of the calculated gamble type thing. Like, I think it's not likely that that one super slow location is going to have the thing I need. I'm going to check more item density locations. But we're about to see from Emo whether he's right or not.
Yep. Let's see if this play pays off. Meanwhile, Ivan is on phase 2 of Cold Stare. Blue Mail is going to be a bit easier. Nope, basement didn't have anything.
Shame for Emo. It's like about a minute and a half invested for, unfortunately, nothing. But hopefully, because of her thoroughness, hopefully we'll be able to safely expect her to make her way back around to Catfish and find the key she needs.
That's definitely true. She's being pretty thorough. I think she'll at some point get back there. The question at this point is just when it happens. Meanwhile, Ivan finishes up Ice. Is he going to head straight up to Turtle Rock now?
I think it's pretty likely. He's got his keys that he needs, and he picked up his mirror, which I think it might be the only reason he didn't do Turtle Rock last time he was there. He just couldn't mirror back to Light World to get on top.
Where is he? Is he going in the mire? No, he just misducked. Or misfluted, whatever you want to call that.
Misduck. I like it.
So yeah, he's heading up the mountain. He's likely heading to Turtle Rock.
Oh, where is Emo headed? She went back to Death Mountain. Fant is going directly into Mire, so he's going to be able to collect his 6th crystal here, but he's also not going to be able to go mode the dungeon, so there is that.
Yeah, this will be a new this will be some new checks for us. Xelnastv finishes up Hera. That's his 3rd crystal.
He has not been to Ice Palace yet, but he does have 3 Turtle Rock keys, so he could clear the dungeon, skipping that big key chest, which is a pretty typical gamble in Keysanity. It's not often that chest has something required, and of course we know today it doesn't, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah. Looks like Xelnastv was trying to go straight back into that portal so maybe we could get to Turtle Rock, but didn't work out for him.
So talking about being comprehensive, Emo also just did Spike Cave. That was why she headed back up. So I have a very good feeling that we'll see Catfish in the near future from her. She's already got 4 crystals. Mire, DP, and Skull left.
And she's going to make the same Mire play.
Okay, this is fairly justifiable.
Absolutely. You want to get dungeons out of the way. And as long as you're doing dungeons, you're making progression.
Xelnastv also doing Spike Cave here, as we just mentioned, and Ivan making the Turtle Rock play.
Based on what we've seen, my guess is that key on Aghanim was probably either a GT key or a pod key. And what is this?
Oh, wow.
Swamp Palace. Oh,
Oh, no.
oh God.
Please, please, see, don't be like that. Don't do that to me.
Okay. Yep. So Emo's going into mire now. Fant is making his way to the on the west side to the longest cutscene in the game.
Yep, he checked the vanilla compass chest. Nothing in there. So he's gonna sit here for 14 seconds or whatever and watch this cutscene. Xelnastv is heading what looks like possibly towards Swamp. I wonder if we'll see Bombo's tablet first.
Looks like he's going right into Swamp, though he has to mirror and flood it first.
Yeah, this is a pretty common mistake to make. Just like, oops.
Absolutely.
Fan getting the good old single arrow from the vanilla big key chest in Mire. Not a great reward. We're seeing a slightly different order for Mire from EmoSaru, using the more traditional non-Keysanity route for this dungeon, starting the top right. So we saw a piece of heart there on that bridge chest.
Yeah. So, let's see. This could be an interesting play for Xelnastv. This could really make up some time for him if something is in here.
Yeah, especially because it's starting to seem like all the crystals are collectible with nothing from pendant dungeons other than the aforementioned pod trip.
Yeah, I think well, there was Bo in Thieves Town and
yeah,
Flippers.
I'm just a big liar. But yeah. Nothing more. Yeah, nothing more from pendant dungeons. There we go.
So it looks like so far Mire's coming up empty. There is mail. That helps at least.
All right. Fan getting this piece of heart and heading back to the end of Misery Mire to defeat Vitreous.
So without silvers, Vitreous will be a bit of a chore.
Yeah, plus he's only rocking the Master Sword, so it's pretty tedious to do spins to kill the eyeballs as well. We'll see what Fant opts for. He might, I think I've seen him before go for the cape, dash back and forth through the eyes, which usually is only particularly fast if you have tempered or better, but we'll see.
Yeah, with cape and half magic, it's not a bad fight. It's just gonna be a tedious fight.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Ivan is gonna head to the Mimic Cave. He'll be the first to pick up Tempered.
Yep, that'll be very nice for him.
And there's the second key to Castle Tower in Swamp.
Oh, Lord. I hope that Xelnastv is able to correctly identify that he does not need any more small keys. He's good. So the small key that's on Aghanim does not matter. The fact that he just got another one does not matter.
Yeah, it's either the 6th pod key or a GT key, which neither you need. So yeah, Fant is going to go with Cape Strats.
Spam that button.
And I think because he's spamming it, the cape is also draining slower, which will also help.
Yeah, that's correct. So he's getting some very good damage here with the cape practically not even draining. And I'll wrap him up with a couple arrows.
8 arrows will kill him.
Good fight, Fant. His reward is a compass.
So now for Fant, it's a matter of when he gets to Catfish to get that big key. And then also, where is the Ganon Tower big key?
So Fant with a clear lead over Xelnastv, and on the bottom side, it's a little bit more ambiguous. Emo was able to get to this Mire place sooner, still has Skull to do, and does not have that Desert Palace big key. So the question is how fast she's going to get it. When Ivan gets that Misery Mire big key off of Trinex, he is going to be in Crystal Go mode. Let's call it that.
That sounds like a good call. Looks like we're having a little technical difficulty with Ivan. We'll get it fixed here pretty quickly.
Yep, in the meantime, we do see Fent picking up that Swamp Palace big key from Checkerboard Cave. Lol. Xelnastv, unfortunately, still not having hookshot.
Yeah, he's got to do this the long way.
Alright, this looks pretty good. Fent heading to 3. There's only so many things he could be doing from 3. But right now, he does not seem to be going the place he specifically needs to go. Is he doing purple chest finally? I think that may be.
Ivan's finishing up Trinex here.
Yeah, been a very similar Vitreous fight for Emo to what Fent did.
Oh, what did Xelnastv just find?
Oh, wow.
There it is, the GT big key.
Wow. On Cave 45. I think Fent might be getting this right now because he is walking the purple chest.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't check that cave. Emo gets her Misery Mire crystal. She'll likely head to Skullwoods next. Van finishes up Trinex. Or no, sorry, Ivan finishes up Trinex. He's probably going to go right to Misery Mire.
Now, this is last crystal, so he's going to be able to finish up crystals, but will he check Cave 45 before heading to Ganon's Tower? And I gotta tell you, if I were playing the race in his place, I wouldn't. I would just go.
Absolutely. Because 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, it makes sense to go in there and just look for it there.
Alright, Xelnastv, meanwhile, is heading through North Dark World. Looks like we'll probably see him check Blacksmith right now.
He's looks like he'll check Graveyard Ledge here, quick.
Or, that is actually what I meant to say. I totally did.
Sure, okay.
I don't even have the excuse that it's that late. It's like 9:45. I'm not tired at all. Alright, Fent collecting the big 20 from his purple chest, and I think he's also going to hit up the Bombos tablet.
So, it's going to come down to, between Emo and Ivan, it's going to come down to a matter of routing. I think it's going to come down for Emo. Does she go to K45 before Catfish? If she does, she's going to be in good shape. If she doesn't, she's probably going to gamble GT.
Well, you know, the one thing I will say about that is that from Emo's play so far today, she has been very methodical and thorough. She has hit all the locations, even ones that have been pretty costly time-wise, but she just wanted to make sure that they weren't something important. So I might not be surprised if she checks Cave 45 anyway, because it is kind of just there.
Yeah, she is close. She's somewhat close to it right now, which helps too.
Oh my gosh, Fent is checking Swamp Palace.
Oh man, I mean, I can't blame him. There's 10 chests in there, but from what we know, the only thing that really can help at this point is maybe a sword upgrade or silvers.
Well, maybe he'll get lucky and those will be there. We'll find out. Ivan making quick work of Misery Mire, at least such as it is when you have to full clear it. And Emo already at the back here, ready to fight Mothula.
This should be a good fight for her. She'll get her hook shot here shortly, as well as her 6th crystal. The one problem with Mothra is if you knock him back into the spikes, he takes no damage, which is a bug in the game, but she gets him down easily enough.
a bug in the game.
That was not intentional, I promise.
Yep, collecting that hook shot, collecting that 6th crystal. One more to go for Emo. When will she get to Catfish? And when will she get to Cave 45?
Let's see what her next move is here. Fant making some quick through Swamp. Xelnastv doing the guidance quests. She's going back to 3. It's a good sign.
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's a lot of options to go check out from here. In Fant's case, we saw it ended up in some overworld checks. What are we going to see from Emo here? Which ones?
She's going north.
That is a very good sign.
It's good she'll get the Desert Palace big key, hopefully. But unfortunately, that's also taking her away from the Ganon's Tower big key.
That is a good point. We know No, go ahead.
Ivan is getting through Misery Mire pretty quick here. He'll be done within a few minutes.
Yep, and then what will we see from him? You know, it's really funny, but this is anybody's race almost. Even Xelnastv, depending on how trolled Fant gets, has a chance against Fant here. The problem for Xelnastv, of course, being that those Mothula deaths not only really hurt him, but threw him off the track of the thing that he really needs, which is the hook shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it really does come down to anybody's match, and this could... I think between Emo and Ivan, it's really going to be who gets to K45 first.
So Ivan opting for the slime deboost strats, just taking a little quick damage, get in there into those eyeballs. Very nice first phase for him, and 8 more pokes into the eyeball. He will finish off Vitreous.
So he likely is about to head straight up to GT, which, I mean, in his mind is the right play, but we know he won't find the key there. And Emo's going to pick up her Desert Palace key right now.
Yeah, so this is the time in a race when I always like to talk about good plays versus right plays. And the distinction that I make is a good play is a play that you can justify. Looks like he will check Checkerboard Cave at least, so he'll get that Swamp big key, oh boy. But a good play is one that you can justify with basically like this, based on what's available to me right now, this seems like the most reasonable thing to do. And a good play is always a good play. It doesn't matter whether that gets you the item you need or not. Then there's the right play, and the right play is the thing that actually gets you that item. And unfortunately, Ivan is probably about to make a quote-unquote wrong play.
Yeah, these are good plays, they're just wrong plays. And of course they don't know they're wrong plays, so all they can do is make the good plays.
This is interesting. Ivan is going to 4. He is going to go to the Dark World. Are we seeing him do Swamp as well?
Let's see, which way is he going? He is heading to Swamp.
Wow.
This is a surprise.
Well, there is some stuff he could check over here, and actually this could result in him, because K45 is right nearby, he might end up going there right after this. Meanwhile, Emo does not really have an incentive to go over there. So what's she gonna do after she finishes Desert?
Yeah, these are some interesting calls. We'll see if they pay off. But yeah, I mean, looking at Fant, nothing really in Swamp so far.
Looks like he's up to red mail, so that's pretty nice. But I mean, I guess that came from Meyer.
Yeah, red mail came from Meyer and Skullwoods.
That's right. But yeah, no sword upgrade, no silvers, nothing, pretty much.
So to answer your question, Jack, Cave 45 is just what we call the cave that's south of the Haunted Grove.
Yeah, I don't really understand why it has that name. I think it comes from like a number that is used internally, like in the game code, to reference that entrance. I don't know.
So Emo takes down Landmola. She'll get her 7th crystal. Fant is making some quick work of Argus.
We also have Xelnastv going back into Swamp, despite still not having the hook shot.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, we may get one more chest if he didn't check the big key chest.
Yeah, he just got that big key from the checkerboard cave, so that, I think, is his plan.
Emo is not going straight to GT.
Alright. What is she gonna do? Is she also going to Swamp?
I don't know. My guess is she's gonna do the Pyramid Fairy, but let's see.
Well, Fant collects his green pendant. I guess this does make sense, remembering that...
No, wait! She's going to Cave 45!
Oh, wow. This is perfect. This just works out so perfectly for her. Good for her.
Yes, she's gonna get her GT big key. She can go straight into GT. She will be our first runner in Go mode.
Holy crap. What about you, Fant? Pyramid Fairy looks like.
And Emo's officially in Go mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, an hour, 51 minutes, and 20 seconds. Our first racer in Go mode is EmoSaru.
Very nice work for her. And she's got her 2 keys she needs for the climb. The only thing that'll trip her up is this won't trip her up. She's only got Master Sword, but she's good enough that she should be able to handle a Ganon Sword or Master Sword Ganon easily.
Yeah, the Master Sword Silverless certainly has a chance of tripping up some of our other runners. I believe Fant knows how to do it, but I don't know what his confidence level is. I'm sure Emo is pretty confident. I think Ivan probably is going to be confident, but also has Tempered, so, like, he'll be okay. Fant right now is down to just that one item, and that is the DP Big Key. And I think he's heading to 3. I think he may be heading there now. Oh, he is checking Skullwood's big chest. Yay.
So Emo's coming down here. I don't blame her for this. She she still needs a sword. So she might check a few extra chests, try to get a tempered sword or silvers.
Yep. Now, we of course know there was nothing in Hookshot Cave, but it's right there, so why not? And she already checked basically everything else in the entire world, so she pretty much knows, aside from the possibility that it's off the boss of Pod or deep in Swamp, she knows that there's no sword or silvers to be had. Alright, so Fant checked that big chest. He is heading out of Skull Woods. Where will he be going? This is a good sign if he's going towards the east. Emo.
Oh, Emo's heading downstairs.
Oh, wow, okay. So she still seems she would still rather have...
Or maybe she was just checking a couple quick chests.
Maybe she just had a quick moment? No, yeah, she does want to check a couple chests. She just would like to have a sword or silvers if they're, like, right here. It would be faster to kill Ganon overall if she were able to get one of those upgrades, but looks like she's not going to.
Yeah, she's just checking those first few chests. I can't blame her for that. Those are quick checks. And she's heading up the gauntlet now.
Okay, so we have Xelnastv heading back into Ice Palace, which unfortunately we do know is not the correct play. We have Fant just checked Graveyard Ledge, did not find anything, and now is heading to the east. So he will, barring spectacular failure and dying on the way here, he will be able to get his Desert Palace Big Key, and he will be in go mode.
So yeah, right now this is Emo and Fant's race to lose. Which, I mean, it could still, with Master Sword, it still could trip up, so it's not over yet.
Yep. Ivan opting to finish off Argus, and hopefully for him, he will be heading to check Bombo's tablet and K45 right after this. But right now, EmoSaru deep in Ganon's tower, and I would suggest directing your attention to the bottom left screen, because watching an NMG runner do Ganon's tower is always a joy. Lots of good strats as they go through the gauntlet here.
Yeah, absolutely. We will see how this I'll see how this plays out. But she should get through this very she should do very quick. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words here.
No problem.
She'll do well on this. She should get through this pretty routinely. For NMG, this is normal. You'll get through this quick.
Yeah, this is one of the areas you also tend to want to work on to a very significant amount, because it's really hard, and you can easily lose a ton of time here or die. A little bit of trouble by the B-Mouse there.
Yep. She's about to hit Land Mola 2. She's going to take the fairy, which is going to change the pattern up slightly. But she gets the zero cycle on them.
Yep, very nice use of the Fire Rod in the absence of Silver Arrows. We'll briefly mention that on the top left, Fant, despite being in go mode, did check the big chest of Desert Palace. Again, pretty much the same reason. He would also love to have either a sword upgrade or Silver Arrows before heading.
And Ivan is getting his GT Big Key.
There it is.
So this race between Emo and Ivan could still be close. If Emo takes a death, or if she takes a fall on Ganon, Ivan can catch up.
Yep, and Emo is a very experienced and skilled player, so we're certainly hoping those don't happen. We'd love to see this race determined by just the pure execution of both runners. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't... Well, but... we want to see this done by execution. We'll see. As long as Emo handles it all correctly, she should have it, but she's just got to be careful.
We'll be checking these last couple chests, hoping to find something. That was 10 arrows. This is a blue rupee, even less useful than a red rupee. Xelnastv wrapping up Cold Stare. I blinked and I missed it, so must have had a pretty good fight with that Fire Rod spam.
And Fant gets his last crystal. He'll be heading to GT right away now, too.
The used Town Compass from the second to last chest for Emo.
So it's kind of amazing how these runners have come together. It's like, not like an hour ago we were wondering where things were, and all of a sudden we're not gonna have sub 2, but we could have something pretty close to it.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for what this seed has been.
Oh, Emo takes a fall on Troll Dorm.
Not landing in the spikes at least, although it doesn't really matter. All she loses is sword beams. Quick potion stop for Fant, and Xelnastv heading back in to Skull Woods, so hopefully he will be able to finish off Mothiel this time.
Yeah, unfortunately he only still has Fighter Sword, so he's going to need those Fire Rod strats to work. But he does have more hearts, and he'll have Blue Mail, that'll help. One more chest for Emo to check here.
She wraps up Moldorm 2, hookshot across, and it is
a bomb upgrade. So Master Sword Silverless incoming.
Yep, and all 4 runners we can say pretty confidently are going to be going silverless. As I don't think they're going to be checking too much more than what they've already checked.
So Emo's got enough of a lead that she's probably in good shape. But Ivan with that tempered, that still could come into play.
Yeah, it's a big advantage. So we'll see if he gets an opportunity to take advantage of that. But Emo is already working on Aga too, so. Ivan just needs to hurry, basically. He needs to play as good as he possibly can.
All right, 2 doubles to start for Emo and 3 doubles. Aga's down.
Very nice fight.
Oh, Fant gets trolled by the...
Ivan just about to begin the gauntlet, gonna dash through these bubbles or whatever the heck they are. So beginning Mothula once again.
Alright, Emo is about to drop into Ganon. Let's see what wisdom he has for us. Little science lesson.
Land slugs.
So, with Master Sword, this will take Emo 52 spins total to beat Ganon.
And it must be
Ivan,
spins.
Yes, they must be spins. You need spins to damage Ganon. Ivan will only needs a total of 40 hits, the last 12 of which must be spins.
Emo starting off solid. Xelnastv did wrap up Mothula, so he finally has his hook shot, and he can make his way to Turtle Rock, and subsequently do Misery Mire. He is short the Bombos medallion. I forget where that came from.
That came from Ice Palace.
Ah, got it.
Which he didn't... Did he get that from Ice Palace?
God, I hope so. He is going back to Ice Palace. Emo deep into phase 2. Gets a pretty good spawn here from Gan. She can wedge herself in the wall there. She's using cape strats. I believe she has potions as well.
Not quite enough for phase 3 yet. No, Xelnastv did not pick up Bombos.
Oh, that is very rough. Just a couple more spins left for Emo, or maybe she's already good?
Nope, not yet.
Just a couple more. She's taking full advantage of the hook shot and the magic meter to be able to survive here. She has made it to phase 3.
Just 1 hit between each Ganon stomp.
Ooh, she bounced off him there, did not actually get the hit. Fortunately, managed to dodge the fire bat. Ivan is fast approaching. He is on Moldorm 2, that tempered sword. Oh my goodness.
Ganon, stop warping, come on.
He hovered it. Ivan hovered it. Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay, arrows were in Ganon's tower. Emo's gonna get torch glitch, and now it's Spin City time.
Alright, this is the long haul here. Emo's got to get 24 spins with this Master Sword, and when the lights are off, she can't do it, so she's got to light him back up. It's very challenging here. Every one of these she needs to land at a specific time, and if she gets clipped by these fire bats, not only does she get damaged, but there's a good chance she even gets knocked off, which she certainly does not want.
That's 7 hits so far. Oh man, this is coming down to the wire.
Do me a favor and keep count while I will be following Ivan, who is working on Aga right now. Just finishes it up. He'll be entering the Ganon fight.
She's at 10 hits, I believe. That's 11. Halfway done.
Alright, Xelnastv making his way back into Ice Palace. Fant is deep in Ganon's tower, working on the gauntlet. Emo just about out of magic, but I believe she's got a blue potion in her stock there, so she should be fine.
14. 15. I wonder if does she have a blue potion?
Oh my gosh, what a dodge there. Just so close. I actually do not know, so you're making me scared.
16.
Ivan enters the Ganon fight. He's got the Tempered Sword. All he needs to do is slash a whole bunch in these first 2 phases.
Dude, that's 17 hits.
They're so close.
19.
That magic meter could run out any time now. She takes
Oh,
a
no!
hit. No!
Oh no!
Oh, no, she walked off.
I know she didn't have a potion.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that.
Oh man, so if Ivan doesn't fall, this is his. But he still has to do a Tempered Sword last phase.
Ooh, he has already made it to phase 3.
And Emo's gotta go get a potion.
Oh, Ivan down at 2 hearts as well. I don't know if he has a potion either. He may have a fairy.
Oh man, Ivan is getting those spins in.
His knowledge and practice from No Major Glitch is paying off here as well.
Misses that one. Oh man.
Just a few more hits for Ivan. He's even opting to go with the Fire Rod.
Oh. Oh my goodness. The only couple hits left, and he's got it.
GG to Ivan. What a finish. What an unfortunate turn of events for Emo. But congratulations to Ivan.
We'll get his time.
He-
Get his time in a second here once he crosses the bridge. And Ivan is finished in first place with the official SRL time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 14 seconds. GG to him.
Congratulations to Ivan. We'll see if he's willing to join us here for a quick chat as Emo begins again the lengthy journey with this Master Sword Ganon.
Oh, man. Meanwhile, Fant is on Moldorm 2. He's going to have the same battle that Emo did with the Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, and just to update you guys on what he was up to at the beginning of Ganon's Tower, he actually did go to the left side and check the Stelphos room. Unfortunately, did not find anything there, so he continued on his way up. Alright, and welcome in, Ivan. Congratulations on your win, and I'm just going to warn you real quick, we're going to interrupt you a whole bunch to keep up on Emo's Ganon fight as she's working out right now. But GG, and tell us what your overall thoughts on that scene were. Or stay muted. That works too.
Oh, hey, I was muted. Sorry. Okay, I didn't know it was that close. That's insane.
Yeah.
My heart was pounding like the entire time I was in Ganon's Tower, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so Emo did get up Ganon's Tower before you did. But unfortunately, she took a fall on Ganon.
Oh, dang.
She's also having to do Master Sword Silverless as well, as she also did not find the Silvers and did not do Pyramid Fairy, so did not have that.
Okay.
But I do want to ask about the Swamp Palace play. What exactly?
I was looking for the Ganon's Tower key, and there's 10 things in there. That's really
okay.
That's it.
Fair enough.
And
So,
it's also the green, so I could have gone to Shalosh. And Sahasra'll, I had the Ganon's Tower key in the last seed I did, so no, why not just knock that out?
yeah, fair enough.
All right, Emo doing pretty well here, deep into phase 4 again. Gotten a bunch of spins off. I don't know if you've been counting JP, but I totally lost track.
I haven't been. Oh.
Fant is working on the same thing right now, so they're both in the Ganon fight at the same time. Fant on phase 1, Emo on phase 4. Oh boy.
I was getting real scared that was going to end up being a pedestal seed too.
I think you might have been the only one that...
checked it.
I think you're the one that didn't check it. Everybody else did.
Yeah.
It was a compass, I believe. We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and from what we can tell, the Aghanim Tower key is likely a Ganon's Tower key. I'm sorry, the Lumberjack key is a Ganon Tower key.
Yeah, I figured I didn't need that. Now there's a couple spots I skipped the very bottom of Ice Palace, and I got real scared at the end there that's where the Ganon's Tower big key was too.
Oh, the iced tea chest. Oh.
Yeah. I was kind of banking on there being nothing down there because I didn't have the extra key and I didn't want to go get it.
Alright, Emo's phase 4 gone really well this time. No damage so far. Magic looks really good. Using the fire rod to great effect. It's making it a lot easier to get 3 spins on some of these torchlights as opposed to 2.
So, was there any parts in the sea where you felt especially trolled?
Not really. This is the second seed in a row that I've found a really late mirror, which always sucks. But I don't think it was that bad overall.
And
it is.
Emo has taken down Ganon.
The final of the 54 spins.
We will tell you her time in just as soon as she crosses the bridge. And she has finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 44 seconds. And her comment is LMAO.
Yeah, of course, Emo being in the race chat, she knows that basically Ivan finished like right after she took the fall to Ganon. And speaking of which, we do have EmoSaru joining us in here. I will real quick give the update on Fant, who's still working on Ganon. He unfortunately missed the torch cliff, so this is going to be really extra rough for him. But he does know how to deploy these master spins. Emo, welcome in. Congrats on finishing up, and what are your thoughts on the scene?
That is not how I intended to lose this race.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. That was really, really hard to watch.
Yeah, that was literally like 3 seconds more cape than I should have used, basically.
Oh no, Fant also taking a fall on Ganon. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Did anybody get tempered?
Ivan did pick up tempered.
Yeah. I guess it was in Pyramid Cave.
Oh, fun.
Was the one.
Yeah,
I don't know where Gold Sword was though.
Yeah, I never ended up going there, so. Oh well.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just it's never fun when they hide all the swords in awkward places and the silvers in Ganon's tower.
You had the fighter sword for the longest time, man. That was awful.
Everybody did have the fighter sword for a long time.
It was so bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm totally comfortable with Master Sword Silverless. It's just like I ran out of magic like 7/8 of the way through the fight, and I had no choice but to bail because of my Baubles roll fairies.
Oh wow, okay. We didn't have audio on you, so we did not realize that you were actually out of magic for the
Yeah,
lamp.
that's what happened. Like I didn't fall. I walked off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So.
Dang.
Yeah, that's why that was so brutal. I was like, I saw that, and then I was like, okay, well, I still haven't seen it done. Maybe I can get through it again. But then about like halfway through the fight, I think I saw the thing. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
Overall, both of you had a very well-routed seed. Even though Ivan ended up in go mode for crystals without having the GT big key, you were able to suss out that it was going to be still out there somewhere. We really, to be honest, expected you to head straight up. Actually, both of you.
I was gonna do Swamp and then check the book spot or Bombus Benelian spot, and then I just remembered that I'd never done I don't know what you guys call that cave, where it was.
Cave 45 or whatever.
Yeah. And I figured, that's close enough. But if it wasn't there, I was gonna go to Sahasrahla, turn in the pendant, and then go up to Ganon's Tower and just hope it was in there.
Yeah, so funnily enough, my plan was before I went up to GT, I was going to go do the cave where I found the big key, Bombo's tablet, and then Pyramid Fairy, which would have given me that tempered sword, but I found it first, and so I was like, well, screw all that, I'm just going up. But, yeah, it didn't work out so well.
Alright, Fant has made it back to phase 3, and he will be working on his nice long phase 4, and hopefully he will be able to get the torch glitch this time. And to update on Xelnastv, he is working his way into Turtle Rock. He'll get his Misery Mire big key when he beats this dungeon. He does have the GT big key, so all he needs is that Misery Mire key, and he'll be good to go. Fant just pouring lamp shots into that torch to make sure that he gets it lit.
Oh, man. Well, GG, Ivan.
Yeah.
It was really interesting actually before this race because I was looking at like your SRL history and stuff. And what's interesting is you've got a much better NMG time than I do, but way less rando than I do. And I was like, this is actually going to be really, really interesting depending on what kind of speed this is, because it could literally go either way. Which is partly why I say this is not how I intended to lose this race. Like, I was expecting, like if we had kind of like a jetty, like high percent, like execution seed, I was like, oh man, that's going to be really rough for me. But running out of magic was not the way I intended for it to happen.
I know.
Seriously.
I'm not the greatest router either, so.
GG to you. So.
All right, Fant doing pretty well on his phase 4 here. He's getting these spins in. He's missing a number of them. Obviously, he would have preferred to have the silvers or the tempered, but what he's doing that is good is dodging the fire bats and not getting killed. That's pretty important. Ooh, except that one. I gotta say, these Master Sword Ganon fights are just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, they're so compelling to watch, but they are terrifying. Yeah.
The key thing is, a lot of newer runners, they just go too fast on it. It's not really hard, it's just time consuming as long as you're patient and like play it safe. Yeah, it's definitely like daunting mentally for sure.
And continuing to work his way in here. I believe he still has a fairy, so if he does take a death here, he's okay, and he's got plenty of magic left. Shouldn't be too many more spins, I believe. Maybe. Oh, he's got another blue potion. No, he's fine.
Oh.
Okay, there's that death, and he will get picked up by the fairy.
So I'd ask this to Ivan as well. Did you feel like there are any parts of the seed that really trolled you?
I mean, no, not really. Like, the first part of the seed felt a little bit extra linear. It kind of converged pretty quickly, and then it was just a lot of bouncing around, at least for me. But nothing was really trolly, just annoying.
Well, I know one thing that hurt early on was when you were on your first visit to Catfish, you took that unfortunate death.
Yeah, that was a bummer. Then at several points, like actually I got the flippers right around the time I was considering setting up the water walk and going back over there. So
there it is. That is the last hit for Fant on Ganon. He will finish up as well. He will take the victory over Xelnastv. We'll get his time momentarily.
And Fant has finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 9 seconds. GG to him and GG to all of our runners.
Yeah, great job by him to fight through the Master Sword, Silverless Ganon. We see that Xelnastv now has tempered as he went to the Pyramid Fairy. We are double checking if we can get Fant in here.
Oh.
There he is. Welcome in, Fant. Congratulations on finishing up and taking the victory over Xelnastv.
Thanks.
What? I guess we'll start with the obvious thing. What did you think of having to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon?
I was really, really hoping I didn't have to do that. I mean, seeing the Master Sword that late, and like absolutely nothing anywhere else, I kind of saw it coming. I went into GT, I still did a couple searches just in hopes of finding either the sword or the silvers, and then just figures out, you know what, might as well just go. I mean, based on my performance, I'm sure it would have been faster to go through GT and grab the arrows, but what can you do? I need to learn it eventually.
Well, just to update you, nobody's gotten silvers, and Emo also had to do a Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
Oof.
Ooh. Okay. Just a quick update that Xelnastv took an unfortunate death on Trinex, but fortunately had a fairy, so he's good.
Okay.
But yeah, so overall that seed was pretty interesting. Your kind of last thing that you really needed was that oh my goodness, he's missing all the fire rod shots. Come on, Xelnastv, get him. There you go. What talk about like your intended plan of action as you were getting to that point where the last thing you needed was that the last two things, the GT big key and the desert big key, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So you wanted to know like what my plan of action was for those
like
two
how
items?
you were approaching as you got to that point. You had kind of few locations left.
Yeah, so I got my first crystal surprisingly late because there was a significant lack of big keys in general. So I just started following the routes I knew where I'd just be able to clear a whole bunch of crystal dungeons. So that was go through Ice Palace, do all that stuff, go up to Turtle Rock, clear that out. And I hadn't even touched the top half of Death Mountain because the mirror was so late for me, and the hook shot as well, being off Mothula. So yeah, I went up to Turtle Rock, cleared all that, then I just followed the big keys from there. I think I got the Tower of Hera big key up there, I got the Mire big key up there, and then Mire was the dead end. So after that, I just started thinking in my head, I was like, okay, what's the highest density of locations I can check? And that led me to doing the hammer pegs into Blacksmith, or into Purple Chest, into the Mirror Ledges, into Book, into Swamp Palace. I mean, that was, at the time, I think the highest amount of chests in the lowest amount of time. Unfortunately, Swamp Palace turned out to be useless, and from there I just started checking the one-offs until I got it.
Makes sense. Definitely, you're not the only one to have gone to Swamp. In fact, I think Emo is the only one to have managed to avoid Swamp entirely.
Yeah, that's correct. All the other
Did
runners
did you go to Catfish early?
She did, but unfortunately she took a death on her first visit, so she didn't get that desert key until later.
Oh no. That's the worst.
Yeah, did not end up actually being the deciding factor. Actually, like you, Emo had to fall and restart Ganon, but unfortunately it was not unintentional. She ran out of magic.
Okay. Yeah, I prepared for the worst before heading up to GT. It's like, okay, 3 blue potions. I got the fairy already, I'll keep that just in case. And yeah, not getting the torch glitch the first time really messed me up. So the fall wasn't intentional, but I was intentionally trying not to use any more potions for it in case I needed to just restart it and get the torch glitch again. Because Master Sword, Silverless Ganon without the torch glitch is really a pain.
It's not even worth doing. If you miss the torch glitch, you just...
I didn't know how far away I was from my opponents. I just figured I'd go for it.
Yeah, fortunately not being the determining outcome of the race or anything, or the determining, oh my goodness, words. Determining
Yeah.
factor in the outcome of the
Yeah. Just update. Xelnastv is working his way through Meyer. I think he was able to go mode Meyer at least because he already had everything else he needed. He's coming up on Vitreous. Oops. That trips up a lot of people if they hit that switch because you think you have to do it every time, but if you go mode it, you don't.
Yeah, I have lost count of the number of times I've done that to myself.
So is anything else in pod? I knew what I left behind. There's like a one chest locked behind 5 pod keys, and then obviously the big key stuff. I think my 5th pod key came from when I was searching for silvers or a sword in GT. So I'm assuming absolutely nothing was in there.
There wasn't really much in
I don't think
aside from the
so.
gloves.
Just I think
Outside the
Yeah,
Titans
yeah.
bit, of course.
yeah, just the Titans was the only big thing in pod. But nobody completed EmoSaru, so we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even believe the big key was made available. I think it's probably in GT.
I assume
Yeah,
it's again.
everything was in GT.
Yeah, that's always the sad time when you get everything being in GT. As Xelnastv gets to work on Vitreous, which looks like he's going to go with the D-boost on the slime spin strats. We'll go back to Ivan real quick, and we'll ask you one last question, and that is kind of, you know, in your next match, now that you're 2-0, you're going to be going against some potentially very good opponents. Who are you most afraid of being matched up with in your next round?
Andy.
Did Andy win his race?
Yeah.
It was earlier today, right?
Yeah, it was pretty close for a bit, and unfortunately, Sinek just missed out on a couple items that Andy was able to find.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I do think
Told him to throw.
I do think the
sorry,
chat
go ahead.
appreciated you doing those hovers though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I don't remember how to do it when both the Skull Woods doors are open for the big chest, so I just said screw it.
fair enough.
Or I don't remember how to bomb jump there rather when they're both open.
So hovering for you is easier than the Skullwoods bomb jump. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I was happy. I'm always happy anytime I get to do almost all the bomb jumps in Ice Palace. There's only one I didn't do this time, so that was fun.
Yeah, I told Andy though. I tried to convince him to throw his first match just so I wouldn't have to play him. But he didn't listen to me.
I mean, the really interesting thing about this tournament is that, like, because of some of the people who lost in the first round, like, neither 2-0 or 1-1 are actually anywhere near safe.
Yeah.
This next round, like, it's pretty crazy, like, what the random matchups are doing right now.
Yeah, well, even 0-1 isn't safe. I got Spooty Biscuit. What the heck, dude? Oh man. Emo, I'll throw it to you real quick. From this seed, is there anything in particular that you'll take away as like a lesson in future seeds or anything like that?
I mean, like, well, I mean, don't die on the way to Catfish, but aside from that, no, I mean, I think that given who I was racing against, I'm not sure I would have gone so far as to like full clear the basement of GT or, you know, after I got the big key. Like, I don't know. It's debatable whether in any given situation I would have gone and done Pyramid Fairy after that. And I certainly wouldn't have gone into Pod after I found the GT big key. Or, sorry, into Swamp after I found the GT big key, looking for that stuff, because like all of that stuff is fairly time consuming. Pyramid Fairy would have been the better play. One option that I could have taken, which would have been kind of interesting, would be to go do that after GT. Flute, go get resources and then do that. So that's something I'll be thinking about after this, but nothing like super major that I would change.
Yeah, I think those are all good points. You definitely don't want to overfit your randomizer strategy to whatever happens in any single seed.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of those things where I played the end of the game aggressively and I goofed up on 2 pixels of magic, and so it didn't work. But like you can't reroute your whole world based on 2 pixels of magic.
Yep. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, JP.
I was just agreeing with Emo.
Yes, for sure. So Xelnast's heading up GT now. He'll be able to make his way up, opting to skip the basement. He feels like he'll be able to do his tempered with no silvers, or perhaps is just tired enough of the seed that he just wants to go for it anyway.
Gotta learn how to follow the breadcrumbs, dude. Like, when, right after we got Fire Rod, I think I should have straight up gone to Skullwoods and Ice Palace, and I kind of just did a bunch of overworld stuff first instead.
I think I ended up going into Ice pretty quick after the Fire Rod.
Yeah, I think you and Fant went right to Ice after you got the Fire Rod. I think Ivan and Xelnast elected to do Skullwoods instead, which both were needed because they both had big progression. Ice had the mirror, and Skull had the hook shot.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have gone Skull if I hadn't already cleared the front earlier. But since I did clear the front earlier, Ice felt like a potentially more rewarding play.
I said Bombos too.
Yeah, so it ended up working out, but it also delayed Skull for quite a long time because I was able to go do Mire and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, can't be blamed for that. As long as you're making progress in these seeds, you generally, as long as you're making progress, if you don't really think about those plays as much.
Yeah, and the seed basically gave you guys opportunities to make progression by going kind of either of 2 different paths.
Not at the start.
well,
definitely not at the start.
I think for me, Zora was literally the last thing I had access
Same.
to. Checked.
I think it was for like everybody. It was their last check when they finally got up there.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Oh, did anyone find out what that small key was in the Zora Ledge?
Yeah, I did. It was useless.
Okay.
It was
Mire or Ice
It was a
Palace or
Mire
something
key.
stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually not sure you guys ever saw a Mire small key.
I had all 3 of them.
Yeah,
I got 2
a
of them.
small key.
Oh, I got one late. I think it was in Swamp.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the only time I've ever done Mire where I didn't have to pick up any default small keys in the dungeon. So I just went straight through with my 3 keys and skipped the pot, skipped the jellyfish.
I ended up picking them up anyway because muscle memory. So.
All right, Xelnast made his way all the way through the gauntlet, just took out Landmowers 2, slightly trolled by some of the spawns, but no problem. He'll be making his way into these Fire Rod rooms shortly. I'm sure he'll be quite happy to be done with this seed in the very near future.
I think that goes for any Keysanity seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be more sleepy than I thought, as I just like had to mute myself for like a big old yawn just now.
We're getting close to the end. Xelnast is finishing up the Fire Rod room. He's about to get up to the 6th floor.
It's been a good GT so far for Xelnast. A little bit trolled in some of the gauntlet rooms, but overall making his way up pretty quickly. Hopefully he won't get messed up by Moldorm 2. We do see him checking these last couple chests because they're right here. You might as well, just in case you get yourself some silvers or gold sword, but unfortunately we know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and gold sword at this point would help in the first few phases, but the last phase is the same. Xelnast has got to be careful. I think he only got 1 bomb left.
He also only had 1 heart, but he opts to go ahead and use the potion right now. Might as well. No need to die just before Moldorm 2.
So he gets to that room. He can take some safeties here.
Oh, the fairies both fly directly into his body, so he can't even catch one.
Oh no! I think he's stuck. I hope.
Oh my god. This
Okay, good.
dude.
I've gotten stuck on one of those corners too before, and it absolutely sucks. Thankfully,
Yeah,
he had the boomerang to get out of that.
I've done that in the Hera basement before, and when you do it there, you just have to mirror. It really sucks.
Yeah, that's where I've done it.
I didn't know that's possible.
Alas, the last chest in the game for Xelnastv just containing a bomb upgrade, so not going to be of use in his Ganon fight. We'll see how he does with Tempered Silverless. Should be pretty straightforward. I know that Xelnastv has practiced a lot of that kind of stuff, so I think he'll be all right.
Just FYI, you can sometimes Samaria out of that situation in the Hera basement. There are a few places where you can do that. The only place where you get like firmly stuck, depending on what items you have, regardless, is in the Turtle Rock roller room. If you accidentally lock yourself in the pin on the left side, you're well and truly screwed.
I take it you've experienced that before.
I have. I actually never unintentionally. Somebody had it happen to them, and so I went in the practice ROM and tried literally everything that would be allowed in this category, and none of it works. So
I'm curious, what can you do that's not allowed in this category to get out of that situation?
I don't know, but I'm not confident there isn't something I don't know. So that's why the qualifier.
All right, Xelnastv wrapping up Aga 2,
Nice.
heading into the Ganon fight.
Oh yeah, I'm never doing mini Molarm Cave with Hammer ever again.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think Emo too. You ended up at like 1 heart in Mini Moldarm Cave with the hammer strats.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, how well that goes for you with low health really is kind of a crapshoot on how they walk into you. If you're trying to go fast, so I don't know. I was just kind of like, screw it. I know I can stop before I die, and then start doing bombs, and that was fine. My bigger concern was running out of bombs because I didn't have a ton at that point.
Well, I got the 2 on the left really fast. They just both ran into me, and I could hit them both at the same time, and then fell off, and the middle one just wouldn't leave the doorway.
Yep, and the one on the right, for me, like, positioned itself right in that situation where you don't have any left-right, like, lateral room to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can hit you no matter what, because he's coming, like, straight down the middle. So it was, yeah, it was annoying.
All right, phase 4 beginning now for Xelnastv, and he's got the lamp out. He's gonna dodge fire bat. Oh, he's
no!
The torch. Oh no! Did not get torch glitch, but he does have tempered sword, so it makes it a little bit less awful.
A little, but this can still be really tricky. You got to get those torches in quick succession, otherwise, you might only get 1 opportunity per torchlight.
Yep, that's a good point. He does manage to get one here, and then he does get a second one on that particular cycle. He only needs 12 total, so we'll see how quickly he's able to get through those.
I don't know if he has a potion left. If he does, he might want to consider Fire Rod.
I believe there's a fairy in his inventory. I don't think I saw another potion when I last saw it. Ooh, taking a fire bat hit there.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is where it's hurting, because he's only getting 1 opportunity per torch.
It is possible to do a slightly faster. Oh, he takes a fire bat hit there. It's, oh no, another one here. It's down to 2.5 hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's half a heart. He does have a fairy and nothing else.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He might have to take a fall and get some magic. Oh, Well, he has a fairy. He'll revive.
It's a tough fight, and I believe that he's choosing to manipulate these fire bats in a way that is actually slightly harder. He's drawing the fire bat to the side and then trying to loop around Ganon's front. It's actually often a little bit easier to draw the fire bat to the front and then go around to the side.
Yeah, getting good at that movement is super important if you're going to be like doing this with any regularity. This is definitely a good time to plug the vanilla speedrun, and if you're interested in getting good at, in particular, fights like this, it's a great way to learn the strats and get a lot of practice on them.
That's right, and Xelnast's getting a couple more hits in there. Lighting the torches one more time. Ganon's starting really far away every time, so he's having difficulty getting his hits in.
Oh,
his torches are lit. But that is the final hit for Xelnast, and he is done.
Oh man, that was a nail biter, but he pulled it off. We'll get his SRL time as soon as he crosses the bridge.
There it is. Xelnast coming in with a dot done. An SRL time of 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 21 seconds. GG Xelnast for finishing up that very difficult for him run. We're gonna get him in here to have a quick chat and find out his thoughts. Welcome in, Xelnast. Congrats on finishing up there, and obviously a tough seed for you. Tell us what your thoughts are and how you feel.
I don't know. I thought the seed was fine. I just played awful. There was some weird stuff that I totally think if I actually played well, I feel like I made some. The fire rod, I think, was the one, right? No? Yes?
As far
Fire rod, like the trolliest item, because fire rod felt like awful when I found it. I was like, oh.
That
Wow.
was a bit trolly because I believe you had to go. You got Castle Tower key to go up into Aghanim's Tower to get the fire rod,
Right.
and like the Castle Tower key was at the last place most people checked.
Right. Yeah, and I checked it. As soon as I got the second key, I was like, oh, okay. Sure, let's go there. Because I got burned in my last race by leaving an orphaned item. Just, like, for too long. And this race I got burned by not doing dungeon. Well, by playing badly. But
I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, JP.
we saw the Mothula fights, and that was just brutal, man.
I normally can do Mothula and Sword. I don't know what was wrong today, honestly.
And then we saw you went down after a couple kills and got the blue mail.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, no, this should... Nope, still can't do it. Felt real bad. But I'm
So
honest.
What was your thought process at the time that you'd taken a couple deaths to Mothula? Obviously, in a race situation, those aren't.
Oh, I thought that Fat was gonna be done like. So I thought this was gonna be like sub 2, and then Mothula dropped. My head immediately hit my desk when that hook shot dropped. I was like, no way! If I had done that, I feel like I'm ahead.
I mean, I do think if you had gotten Mothula on your first shot, this would have been a really close race.
Yeah, I think so. Based on everything else I saw in the seed.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. Definitely, sometimes things happen. When you came back to Mothula, I guess you put it off for a long time, obviously, understandably. When you came back, how were you planning to go back to Mothula? Like, when were you planning to incorporate that in after you left him?
In theory, when I had, like, another sword, and that just never happened. I was just like, you know what, there's not going to be anything on Mothula, I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But, it's fine. I played badly, and I know that. I've actually had some really, really good, like plays lately, but today was not that day at all. So.
Well, I don't want to dwell only on bad plays, so I will bring up, just in general, Ganon's Tower and the Ganon fight. You went in having Tempered Sword and no silvers. Tell us, like, what's your confidence level with, obviously you were able to pull off the silverless kill.
Oh,
with the fairy, but what's your confidence level on that?
Fine if I get Torch Glitch, and then if I don't get Torch Glitch, I actually don't really know how to handle it. I play NMG, and I've already dropped golden and silvers for my NMG practice, so I'm totally fine with it, but I missed Torch Glitch, and that's I didn't actually know how to deal with missing Torch Glitch, which is why you saw me take so long. Normally I can do it fine, but if it was Master Sword, I have awful patience, so I hate doing Master Sword because it's 24 spins, and that's too long of a fight.
Yeah, your opponent did that.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see that. Oh, me and I the only ones with tempered. Okay.
Yeah, you, Fant and Emo both had to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
Not a fun time. No.
To be
no
fair,
offense.
have to is maybe strong wording.
That's true. You could have farmed more.
It was a
apparent.
choice.
Yep. But
Do we know
Well,
where the fourth sword is, or did Ivan also get the pyramid sword?
No clue.
Oh,
yeah, it was also the pyramid sword for him. We do not
Probably-
know where the remaining
Probably
ones.
in Ganon's Tower somewhere.
maybe in Misery Mire. Who knows?
No.
I
He's
think
not
Mr.
in
Meyer.
Mire.
Oh, somebody full cleared Mire?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, everyone
Wow.
but you ended up not being in go mode before Mire, so they all had to full clear.
The way I played that seed, I don't see how that's possible, but interesting. Nobody did pod. That's good. I'm glad. Or nobody finished pod because you had to go there. But... No, I think Keysanity's fine. It's not my thing, but I might still play in the tournament. I don't know. I just have I have the NMG tournament to worry about, and Final Fantasy 1, PSP. So I'll probably still play. This will be my only Keysanity match I play in a week.
Well, it was a good race, honestly. Other than again, if we take out those Mothula deaths, it actually would have been incredibly, I think, close compared to
Yeah.
this. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up. It's about 10:49 in my time zone, which is the only correct time zone, of course. I would like to bring it back.
Excuse you.
I would like to bring it back for one more question for each of the top two participants. I'll start with Fant, the victorious runner. Obviously, and I mentioned this to Emo, you don't want to overfit your strategy to a specific particular seed, but I will ask, are there any lessons that you'll take away from this seed in particular as far as your routing or your approach?
Yeah, I think I just need to go practice Silverless Ganon in general. Whether or not you have Master Sword or Tempered Sword, that wasn't the reason why I took so long on the Ganon fight. It's just getting positioning right, getting in for a spin. Whether it's 12 or 24 spins, it doesn't matter. I just need to get a spin. I probably missed half of my spins on that fight, and it took so long. So that's the number one thing I think I need to work on.
Cool. We'll throw to Xelnastv, and of course I'm sure there are a lot of words you can express regarding this race today, but I guess the question that I would like to ask is, did you have fun, and do you have fun playing Link to the Past Randomizer?
Oh, I have fun playing Link to the Past Randomizer. I don't know anymore if I have fun playing Keysanity. I just feel like there's too much to think about, and I can't zone in as much. But I also play roguelikes, so it's this is fine to me. I love playing randomized games. So no, I need to stop getting focused on the moment I got that Swamp Battle Smalty, I convinced myself that there was something in Swamp. There was nothing, absolutely nothing in Swamp. So
You're not the only one.
Hello.
Cool. Well, thank you both, and thanks to Emo and Ivan as well. All you guys were awesome today. Put on a great show.
Thanks. Thank you to all of you as well.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
And JP,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. And JP, my commentary partner tonight. Do you have any final thoughts for our viewers?
Well, still have plenty of Keysanity action coming up. Tomorrow on the schedule, we have 14 matches. Leading off at noon Eastern, we have Rudolph Fahrenheit facing Yume Tsubasa on Speed Gaming, and that will be the first of our 14, so make sure to tune back in. Make sure to give all of our runners a follow. Give our trackers a follow. Today we had Who42 Baker and Frede on tracker. They did a great job. And make sure to give my co-commentator Vuligen a follow.
That sounds like a cat.
Cat?
Thank
My
you
cat
very
jumped
much.
on my lap.
Thank you very much, JP. And also make sure to give my co-commentator, Brewers fan JP, a follow. It's been a pleasure here tonight. I will echo all the thanks that he just doled out, and also just say thank you to you, the viewers, for coming and checking out these Keysanity races. They've been a lot of fun. Looking forward to more action tomorrow. We're looking forward to seeing all these runners in the next round as well. But for now, that's going to do it for us. So have a good night. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everybody.